If money is evil, then that building is hell. This is the most obnoxious group of money-hungry, low IQ, high energy, jackrabbit, fucking wannabe, big time, small time, shit talking, bothersome, irritating bunch of motherfuckers I have ever had to endure for more than 5 minutes.
All right.
That's great.
Hey, everything worked this time. Well,
Yeah, there you go.
ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Something Sunday. I'm your host, Wookie B. Bad. We've got some stuff to talk about. We've got some stuff to shill. And hopefully we keep you entertained for the next 2 hours. I'm going to go around the horn real quick before we get started. We got Joe's Atmosphere. How you been, sir?
I'm doing fantastic, brother. Thanks for having me.
No problem. I hop on Joe's stream every now and then on Wednesday nights. He usually ends up keeping me up too late. I won't be able to with Ahsoka, but after that I'll be back.
Brother. I hear you.
Brad, how you been, man? Long time no see.
Yeah. It's been a whole less than 24 hours. I'm a lot more despondent than I was last night. Yeah. I watched Ahsoka twice.
Oh no!
What? Why?
Yeah, I'm trying to do episode 2 review, and I'm just very sad right now.
You're doing homework. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Homework sucks.
Don't feel bad.
Homework.
I watched it again last
That's
night.
stuff that Disney wants you to do to watch this show to begin with, right? Yeah.
Don't worry, we're not helping their view numbers. Or was there no intro? There should have been an intro, Fractured.
Yeah, there was an intro. It was the RDJ one.
Yeah, RDJ.
Yeah, and if you want the other one,
what is that from? By the way, that's the first time I've seen that.
That is from when he was doing, backstory for a Wall Street movie.
Okay,
I've got a better one of that. If you want it, Wookie.
What you need to do is take and lower him down a little bit so it covers up the text. If you can move him on the screen.
Oh, crop it out. Yeah,
just,
that could be done.
Yeah. But I still like it. And that was the building I wanted back because that's the actual headquarters.
Right.
Yeah.
I just like the Disney castle.
Who says it has to cover up the whole screen?
I do.
I mean,
no, it's about the whole screen on
rule?
StreamYards.
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying, why is that a rule? Why does it have to happen?
Oh, it's not.
It doesn't have to.
Stylistically, no rule.
It doesn't have to. Joker, how you been, man? It's been a couple weeks.
It has been, and some sad news. The original Harley Quinn has passed away. Arlene Sorkin. So, Puddin', may you rest in peace.
Is that the one you did a short with, or is that the newer voice?
No, that is Tara Strong. She's probably the most popular one.
Okay.
And if I recall correctly, Arlene Sorkin was on Days of Our Life where her character was married to John Delancey.
Right. And it was in her like her dream state or whatever where she was a little clown on roller skates running around. This is where the Harley Quinn character was kind of birthed.
Nice.
Deep lore you can only get here, folks.
How you been, Static, even though I was on 2 streams with you yesterday?
Yes. Yesterday was a busy day, and I managed to play probably, 4 hours of Elden Ring and 2 hours of Armored Core. Was on Legion stream yesterday for their anniversary, and then jumped in Fractured Filter to talk shit about Ahsoka, which we'll do again today.
We're just glutton for punishment on this thing.
I was on with Roman on Thursday talking about this. I'll be on another stream tonight talking about this.
I haven't. This is the first Star Wars I've watched since Book of Boba Fett.
Oh wow!
I only did this. I only watched this one just to see. I knew Obi was going to be bullshit. The Kenobi show. I didn't care about Andor.
No one did.
I'm just over it. And so I just watched these first 2 episodes just to kind of be up on it for this show and whatever. And I'll explain when we get into it why I just don't give a shit.
Yeah, and basically where I'm at on the next video I'm gonna do. But yeah,
a lot of people are with Star Wars right now.
Yeah, we've been doing a lot of Ahsoka stuff.
I saw those as a kid. I didn't like those then either. Those were
the Ewok stuff.
I like the Ewok. I saw the Ewok movies before I ever saw Star Wars.
The second one was particularly dark. If you really think about it.
Well, that's back when they were making dark kid stuff like the Dark Crystal and everything else.
Black Cauldron.
They killed off the whole family except for the daughter.
All right. So I have to shill. I have to shill. Static's going to put the link in the chat. We're going to shill it again before we get off of here. Static made a T-shirt.
Wow. Look at that.
Straight out of Fulton. Check him. Man.
Oh, there you go.
This
Yeah,
thing is everywhere. My God, it's everywhere.
Well, so like,
Thank you for making the campaign ads.
Right?
right, exactly. So like that's
Mhm.
that's the only reason why I even like. So I heard, when they said that the mugshot was going to come out, I was like, okay, straight out of Fulton makes sense for a meme. I waited a day, nothing happened, and I was like, okay, well, I'm going to put this together and throw it on a shirt and see what's up.
How's it look in the black?
Kenzo says, I remember that guy from the WWF.
WWE Hall of Famer Donald Trump.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
I may have to purchase this one. You got the link in there, right? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
I
got
may have to
two
get this.
shirts, and my mom wanted a coffee cup, so I got a coffee cup for her.
Wow.
I'd be
I would
buying
think
it for a
that-
friend of
how's
mine.
it-
So
Yeah.
How does it look
I
in
would
the
think the
black?
coffee cup would sell more because that's something you keep in your house. You don't actually have to show it off.
Yeah,
oh no,
And this-
I got a guy that lives here. I've always said that if the apocalypse comes down, I'm going to his house. He's got the arsenal. He's outside the city limits, and he loves this guy. I'm definitely going to have to get him one,
Oh yeah.
no doubt. He would wear it proudly.
Let's see.
It's great.
Get off there.
But yeah, did you guys see Razor Fist's video on it? Oh my
Oh,
God,
yeah.
it's so hilarious.
I
So
don't know.
I've
hilarious.
actually-
And it's true.
Too busy to watch any.
He just made it. He just lets you know,
He went up-
hey, they did the
ranch.
worst thing they
Yeah.
could have done. They made him an outlaw, and
Yep.
America loves outlaws. You know,
Mhm.
I mean, he went all the way back. He said, "Look, the first outlaws in America were the founding fathers, folks." I mean, you know,
right.
Yeah, you need to watch that video. It's pretty good. Razor did a
There
good
was
job on it.
there was
Yep.
video of a black person who's saying, "Look, I know what it's like to be arrested unjustly too." And I'm like, "Oh God, no!"
Oh,
my
yeah.
God.
Did you see them in Atlanta in the hood, like bars
Yeah.
and windows and
Mhm.
stuff? And they're like,
Oh, yeah.
"Go, Donald!"
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, you guys are done now. You cooked your goose now.
Right. The
We
the,
usually- we usually
the
don't go
voter
in
base you
politics
guys
here,
have LBJ
You just
locked
made it.
down for you decades ago. You just alienated with that move right there.
Yeah.
I
But,
mean, honestly, they have to let Hunter be arrested at this point so they get an in-kind contribution of some sort.
Right.
The
Just to
Democrats.
balance the scales a little
you know, the
bit. huh?
cokeheads will vote for Hunter.
I don't know about that.
I don't know about
We don't
that.
talk- we
They're
don't
not
talk
the
politics
loyal
on
type.
I know quite I know quite a few. I serve them.
Right.
Right.
But yeah, like I usually don't go politics in this, but sorry, when something gets pushed so hard, I automatically back away, and I'm like, is this a psyop?
Yeah.
So that's how I have to look at things.
Well, you know,
Um,
you have to look at it that way. But Trump said if they were going to put me in cuffs, that's what he said when they first started indicting him. Put me in cuffs. Go ahead. You know.
Yeah.
I
Well,
mean,
technically, they cannot put handcuffs on him because of Secret Service.
right.
No, they
But you
can.
understand what I'm saying. He wants this visual. He wants this optic. No doubt about it.
They can actually jail him. It's just the Secret Service will have to be there and clear out the jail.
Yep.
And they'll have to be with him at all times.
Mhm.
Thank you, Obama.
That's exactly what I'm saying. Fractured. There is no loyalty.
He should actually. Trump should not have
Crackheads.
put up bond. He should have let himself get arrested and put in jail. You want to talk about a campaign at that point?
Right. Wow.
That's political.
Well, they
pressure.
did. They kept two of all those people that they brought in, and
Yeah.
they were both the only black people that were in the whole mess.
That's odd.
Kenzo said he'd vote Trump. I also vote he replace our prime minister too.
Well, I know you don't do politics too much on this show, but I got to tell you, if you watch the debate, which I did,
It's rough.
there's not much to choose from. Okay.
No,
The front runner is I know you guys in Florida probably love him because of what he does for that state, but on a national scale,
I don't.
He's
I want him
retarded.
to stay as I want him to stay as our governor. I want
yeah,
him to
he's
stay
not
as
the
our
front
that's where he
he's
needs
not-
to stay.
governor. No,
he's not the front runner
is
anymore.
Vivek.
That
Yeah,
Vivek
front
guy
runner is
is cleaning
It-
the floor with
The
him.
businessman, yeah. Mhm.
I'd
Ron
be
is a
fine-
not ready for primetime player.
Yeah, but it
Ron
would be
looks like-
funny for
speaking
Trump
of
to pick him
cokehead.
for VP. It would make so many people mad.
Yeah.
Ron DeSantis looks like he's on some nose candy
I
himself.
told you this.
Well,
is
he's
the
into
state
his
of square
third
grouper.
campaign manager, isn't he? I mean, yeah, he's a
He's
rookie
picking
at this
wrong
national
people.
stuff.
He needs a personality transplant. Is what he needs.
Yeah, he
Honestly, he has
does.
no personality.
He's good at the
that's the
clips
thing
back
that
at
Trump
the media,
has.
but he doesn't have the charisma.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
It-
he's too
it's like-
military.
he's not that military. He was a JAG officer, for God's sakes. He went to Harvard Law. He did a few years at the JAG Corps. Then he went directly into politics. When he says, "I went in with the Navy SEALs," technically that's not true, sir. Yes, you were a JAG officer for the Navy SEALs. Yes, but do not say you went in with the Navy SEALs, because that
I was gonna
implies you went
say.
into combat with Navy SEAls. I'm sorry,
No.
you were not on Operation Neptune's Sword. You were not in a Black Hawk that crashed in Abbottabad. Give me a break.
Mhm.
All right, so we're gonna do our normal thing. There's not much to talk about here. We had one new movie come out. We had Gran Turismo come out. It's not giving me a budget for this movie. I expect it to be fairly high with all the high-end cars and racetrack
Blue Beetle was
rentals
for?
and plus
I heard-
cinematography. It did about 17 million. Now Blue Beetle is looking like it's going to pass Shazam.
Oh yeah, that's not saying much though.
No. They have been pushing, if you don't go see this, we're going to lose our representation. Beatles not going to be in any more movies. And the
Yada,
director's
yada, yada.
been pushing this and the actors have been pushing that. So, but it doesn't look like the hurricane in California really did much for the movie. They said
Didn't
that's
do
why the movie
anything.
died.
That's right.
No.
That's right.
It still
Really,
only
they're
has,
wow.
it still only has 35 million international box office.
I just googled what it is. It says 104 million
What
Gran
they-
Turismo?
production budget. Production budget for Blue
It
Beetle.
was 104.
According to Collider, it's 104 million.
Well, this is the second week in a row that the Barbie is number 2.
Yep. Although
Barbie wasn't hurt by the hurricane.
Gran Turismo was what you were asking about, though, right?
Yeah, Gran Turismo passed it. They were within
100.
hundred thousands of dollars of each other.
100 million. Yeah.
Yeah.
Screen Rant reporting that.
So what did Blue
Jeez.
Beetle take this weekend?
Blue Beetle this
12.
weekend.
12.7.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Dropped 46%. Which that needed a boost. It needed something like Guardians second week, and then we didn't get it.
What's
Mhm.
funny is like 46%. Not that bad this day and age.
Right.
Yeah. But I
Well,
mean,
when
it
you
was
don't make-
abysmal in the first place.
yeah.
So before we go, let me get this up here.
God, has Barbie passed Mario yet?
It's like 1.34 billion.
Yeah. I mean,
So
This
we
last-
were talking about this
Jesus
last
Christ.
week.
Wow.
And Screen Rant actually did a halfway decent article. It's hard to believe.
Hell can freeze over now.
They're
and then.
turning on Hollywood. What? What?
No, they were talking about Rebel Moon.
Oh boy.
And we were talking about lightsabers being in Rebel Moon. I'm like, I don't think they're lightsabers. And they go through this article. Weapons are not traditional lightsabers, but rather swords that can be turned into laser swords during combat, function as practical weapons, even when the lasers are turned off.
Is there like a
still
power
giving-
source? Is there like a power source that like dies on them or something? I guess we probably don't know, but
Will you get off of this shit?
Don't you hate that? Oh, God.
There's not an official name for them yet. So basically, the people have their hands removed, and they have cybernetic hands.
I knew it. Your browser's crashing.
Yeah, yeah. Well, at least the ads aren't working.
Now, from what I heard, Snyder pitched this to Lucasfilm, and Kathleen Kennedy said no.
Yes, and he modified it.
Mhm.
But yeah, so basically, oh Jesus Christ.
Joker, to answer your question from earlier, Barbie needs 19 million more to match it.
Wow.
Oof. Wow.
Super Mario's at
That
$1
should pass it
billion
in the next
359 million. Barbie is at
Give it a
$1
week, it's
billion 340. Yep.
Give it a week.
Yeah,
The wrong article.
probably will.
Oh.
But yeah, what did you think of that trailer? It was long enough, wasn't it?
Yeah, I mean, I'm interested to watch this show. I really
Me too.
want to see it. Now the big thing that did turn me off was he said the non-binary character plays a major role in the movie.
Oh,
You watch the non-binary character morph between the binaries.
Yes. Well, she went from
In the
soldier to female back to soldier. Yeah.
right.
Which,
I like the actress. I've liked her ever since I saw her in the first Kingsman movie. I dig that chick. Yeah.
Oh, that's the chick with the blades on her feet.
Yeah.
Oh,
Mhm.
yeah.
She's the one that played the mummy. I still haven't seen it. I knew that movie was going to be crap, so I didn't even
Oh,
watch it.
the Tom Cruise one?
Yeah, the Tom Cruise one. Yep. I like her. I really do. I hope this does well. Here's the only problem, guys. It's Zack Snyder. His stuff looks
Yeah.
gorgeous. It's great for a trailer.
I bet
but
you
man.
it's bounding taking my browser down, which makes sense.
And
So the part one is
the thing
coming
about
out.
Snyder is the thing about Snyder is good as long as he has a very defined blueprint to go off of. The minute Snyder has to think, he's in trouble.
Right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And they're doing two of these back to back. They come out like 3
Yeah,
months
that's actually
apart.
good, I think. I think that's good in the sense of you get the one part in December and the other one in April.
Yeah.
So-
I like the title of the second one, Scar Giver. I think that's a cool name.
Well, I guess that's
Really
going to be
good.
the name of the girl that's
Right.
a badass. She's going to be called Scargiver.
Mhm.
But yeah, so basically these are like samurai. It's like a certain tribe or whatever, and they cut like from here up off their arms, and they have a cybernetic implant which powers the swords. So,
I don't know. I think they can keep that. I like my
Mhm.
appendages.
but so evidently they're supposed to be elite warriors, I guess, kind of like Jedi or whatever, but they're supposed to be closer to samurai than they are Jedi.
Wasn't this a rejected Star Wars script? I've
Yes.
heard this
Yeah.
over and over
Yeah.
again.
Yeah.
It probably because it was good.
That's what I'm wondering. I mean,
Yeah.
once
Or-
again, Zack Snyder, all his stuff is perfect for a trailer because it's gorgeous. So
Or
we just got to see if he can tell a story. Yeah.
or it was so bad that Kathleen said, "Even I won't touch it."
Even I won't touch it. Right.
Yeah.
gonna
Then
be
it
one
would
way
be
or the other.
very, very bad.
Yeah, it would have to be pretty damn bad. What's up, Jacob? How's it going?
Jacob.
So they're
Having
saying that
some
both
problems.
movies together cost about $160 to $170 million.
Both
That's
of
a-
them
that's-
together?
Yeah.
That's cheap. That's
cheap.
That is cheap compared to today's budgets. Yeah.
Now we all know Dune's been pushed back till 2024.
Right.
And
But
who's
they're
happy about that?
Already talking about Dune 3. So I guess this is going to follow the
Which book?
follow-up book.
Mm-hmm.
Messiah is the one I saw
Yeah,
mentioned.
Messiah, a direct sequel. He's saying he's already got words on paper.
got
They don't know
Emperor.
if it's going to happen or not, but they are working on it. I still need to watch the first Dune.
Oh, it's
how are
good.
they working?
You haven't
How are
watched
they
the first
working on
one?
it?
Bud?
No.
That's it's well, man.
I was
it's
kind
good.
of avoiding remakes for a long time, and still am.
It's
yeah,
good.
but this
good.
does
It's
what the
very
first one should have done. It tells half the story instead
Mhm.
of the whole thing at once. It's a good movie. It really is. And dude,
it is
a bigger and better cast you couldn't ask for. My gosh,
And
the names that are in
it is, and just the way it's shot, it is
Mhm.
gorgeous. It is beautiful.
Well,
yeah,
it's-
I
it's
love this
from
guy
Denis
Deneuve's
Villeneuve.
stuff, man. It's pretty
He's
awesome.
got a great eye.
He does.
So- How are they working on the third one if everyone's on strike?
It's just
Evidently he's writing it.
It's him.
They just delayed Dune 2 because of that.
well, okay. So here is my thought of this. One, you get to now set the tone for the summer you get to set the tone for the summer the box office next year. And two, you're not mired in still with Blue Beetle and Aquaman 2
right.
and all that the mucking up the rest of this year.
Yeah.
Mhm. Yep.
Screen Rant also wrote another article that I was shocked that they wrote. Face it, Avengers 6 can't possibly live up to the hype.
Nope.
What hype?
Hell, no.
We're the
Exactly.
Avengers.
That's
Hype?
what they're saying. That's what they're saying. They're saying
That's
there
the
is no
Secret
way
War
to,
one,
for it
right?
to exceed
Yeah.
expectations.
Now, I have also heard, and I heard this from WDW Pro, that Hugh Jackman has signed a multi-picture deal with Marvel.
I've heard that several places too. Yes, and also if you notice, he's in this picture.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And who else
That's-
is that?
Halle Berry.
There's Storm.
Halle Berry, oh,
What
yeah.
I have heard is the course correction is kind of starting because and it's going to start with Deadpool 3, which is going to act as the reset point that Endgame was supposed to.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
So it says the film is expected to draw inspiration from the Secret Wars comics and may include big cameos from old Marvel characters across different universes.
Mhm.
Are we going to get Tom Cruise Iron Man?
No. But
5'2" Iron Man be fucking perfect.
But from what I have heard, Chris Evans is going to appear in the Deadpool film as Johnny Storm.
No shit.
Oh,
That sounds like
great.
yeah, that sounds
I know
like
a couple
And-
of people that'll flip their lids when they see that, man.
And
Oh my God.
another cameo, another cameo. They're going to introduce Dazzler just
Yeah,
as
Taylor
a cameo.
Swift.
Taylor Swift.
I'm thinking about boycotting that fucking movie just because of that.
Right.
but
As long as it's a
here's the part-
cameo and don't for God's sake, don't give her lines.
It would be
But
funny
I'm
if she's
fine
like
with
doing a song and they like run through the club as she's playing in the background.
Right,
Right.
right.
Yeah.
You know, here's the thing though for this whole thing. So when MCU started, we all know it was kind of loose, very loose. There wasn't a defined storyline. And they eventually got something together. They teased at the end of Avengers Thanos. And then they started putting the Infinity Stones together. So it was a connecting thread through them all. We are now
Right.
starting in phase 5, right? We're in phase 5. And we still don't. Who are the Avengers? If anyone could tell me who is actually on the Avengers
Right.
team right now, that would be great. Because we
It
don't
has
know.
no rudder, I think is the quick note to that. Yeah. There's
that has
no
been-
thread going through it. And, yeah.
Who did we have left? Ant-Man? Well, Ant-Man is not leading the Avengers. We know that.
No.
Rhodey? Well, he's been a Skrull apparently for half his damn life, according to some people. Who's left? Captain Marvel? No one likes her. No one likes her. I mean,
Sam.
Scarlet Witch, she
Gonna
not
be Sam.
dead. Not dead.
It's going to
Sam.
be Sam.
Sam. Yeah, right. Just
See,
be
they
Sam.
teased me. They teased me at the end of Age of Ultron when they showed the West Coast Avengers being the team. You know, Vision
yeah.
and Scarlet Witch,
Mhm.
because that's the Avengers I read. As
Now
a
there was
kid.
actually supposed to be Captain Marvel show up in that. There was
And
there
there's
was a
also-
cutscene allegedly of someone Captain Marvel.
There's going to be also there's also going to be the young Avengers, which is going to be led by Kate Bishop.
Not Iron Lad, not another
No.
version of Kang like it should be.
No, it's Kate.
Kate Bishop. You know,
It's
the
just
one they
that's
did
just
show
A
on.
Force. That's A Force. We're gonna have Kate Bishop. We're gonna have Scarlet Witch. We're gonna have Captain Marvel. We're gonna have Photon.
Scarlet
we're gonna have Ms.
Witch is
Marvel.
dead.
It's freaking A
She-Hulk.
Force.
Scarlet Witch.
Don't forget She-Hulk.
Oh, I forgot about
I've
She-Hulk.
been well. Okay. Well, with Tatiana Maslany's statements directed at Iger, I think it's safe to say their time with Disney is done.
Oh no!
And I heard an article, and I read an article somewhere that Disney has closed the book on the Scarlet Witch.
Hmm.
Well, they
Well, fortunately,
kind of
they
did
had
that
that
with Doctor Strange, didn't they?
Yeah, but she wasn't dead.
Man, they ruined
She
that
wasn't dead.
character.
You know,
we
she,
also
she
got
got
America
away.
Chavez.
So I want to cover this
So-
while I have my DC guy here. How significant is this? I don't even know who Mr. Terrific is.
Mr. Terrific
He-
is.
He's fine. He's fine.
He's a good character, actually. Can be a good
He
character.
was
Fine.
on
I mean-
Arrow.
And the actor's
Yeah,
He,
And the
look- he
actor's
looks
good.
like a WWE wrestler.
he's a genius. That's the thing about him. He's
He's
a
a
genius.
gadget guy.
super genius, right?
And
And he's
pretty
fine.
athletic too.
That was pretty much when that show Arrow started moving in this direction. That was pretty much like the end of that show.
It was
Yeah.
when they started.
Yeah.
throwing
Oh
all
well,
kinds
yeah.
of,
That wasn't a
building
good
the Arrow
representation of
team and
Mr.
all that,
Terrific.
yeah.
Let's
Okay.
get
I'm
this
just
square-
saying he's been on
let's get this
screen
square
before, and
stuff.
it was in CW. Yeah.
So he's not a little
That's
bitch.
the old. That's the original Mr. Terrific. That's the original Mr. Terrific. That's
Yeah.
that's like Justice Society Mr. Terrific.
But again, so he was in. So he has been in a few episodes of the Justice League and the Justice League Unlimited cartoon. So it makes sense again to bring this iteration of him to the big screen, because this is what people who will know who it is. This is, and I said the same thing about the Lantern, including Jon Stewart. And when you, and if the rumors are true, and James is bringing the kid from the Blue Beetle over, that it is Jaime, because that's who the majority of the viewing audience who knows who this character is, that's who they know.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Also, technically it's Mr. Terrific and his T-balls.
The future is
T-balls.
Yeah. The T-balls.
They are called
You know.
T-balls.
Now, I got a question for you, Joker. I was a big Arrowverse fan, at least until Arrow
sorry.
went off the air. I know, but you got to admit the first couple of seasons of Arrow were great. I thought
first
they were
four.
fantastic. First four,
The
yeah.
first four, and then it just went off the rails.
But they're right. When Terrific came in there and they started building this whole team thing, it did go to shit.
The
But
same thing happened with the Flash.
is the character from the comic book gay like he was on television?
No,
Don't know.
No,
I don't think so.
It-
Although they probably retconned it.
Just wondered. Just wondered
Joker,
because he
it's
was
nice
on
of
the
your
TV
whipping
show.
boy
He
to
was
drop
gay.
by.
So.
Nice of your whipping boy to drop by.
I know, Shadow. I know.
I'm surprised he actually left a decent comment too. It wasn't a lofty
I
comment.
know. I know.
Tap out on Arrow and Deathstroke kept crying, Shadow!
Yeah, right. Yeah. Mhm.
Yeah, I think I watched like the first 2 seasons of Arrow religiously, and then in season 3 I started backing out of it.
When he was a straight up killer in the first season, I loved it. I thought it was
The
awesome.
problem, the problem with Arrow, the problem with Arrow was they got Oliver Queen completely wrong. Oliver Queen is
Right.
not Bruce Wayne.
No,
But they did
he's
that-
he's more like the character he was before he went to the island, right? He's really flamboyant. He's like an Errol Flynn kind of guy.
They
He's
did
out
the
there
same
in the
thing
public, yeah.
in Smallville when they presented Green Arrow because they wanted Batman in there. So they substituted in Green Arrow, who is a billionaire.
Right. A
vigilante.
billionaire playboy. A billionaire playboy.
Yeah.
Mhm.
He's closer to Tony Stark than he is to Bruce Wayne,
Yeah.
right? Yeah, and I heard that complaint a lot that the Arrow show should have been the Batman show. They should have put a Batman in it because it had Ra's al Ghul and all that stuff in it.
Oh wait,
Right.
isn't Oliver Queen also pretty much a leftist?
Oh
Or
yeah,
is that just in the
yeah,
Dark
pretty
Knight?
much. Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah.
yeah.
he's a hippie.
Yeah.
Yeah, you've seen him. The iconic picture of him's got that long goatee. The only time you see him like that is the opening scene of the pilot when he's
Yeah.
been on that island forever and he's got that beard,
Well,
but he's got
even
the
then-
big goatee and everything. Yeah,
Even the first episode of Justice Unlimited, he's on the mission with Supergirl and Captain Adam, and I believe I want to say the Martian Manhunter, but that's wrong. But Captain Adam is talking about here about how the Justice League is and all this heroism stuff, and then he asks Arrow, "What do you think about that?" And he says, "You sound like someone I used to protest in college."
that's great, man. But I've always wanted to see a better representation of, and I got to tell you, Joker, my entire knowledge of DC is from the game DC Universe Online, which has got a lot of the deep lore in it. It's just,
Right.
I don't know the comics that go with it, but I always wanted to see him and the Black Canary get a story together. I mean, a decent one. You know what I mean? I always thought that was pretty cool. Yeah.
Well, you did in Justice League Unlimited.
Okay.
or the comics actually,
All right.
Yep.
Cool.
because that's they're
I
married.
I still want the Matt Ryan to come back as Constantine.
Mhm.
I'd be okay with that.
Keanu Reeves.
Fuck no.
No, man. No. The dude, they might have messed up the CW verse, but they got Constantine right, man. That dude that
Yeah.
plays him is
I just
ripped
like
right
saying
out of the pages.
I just
of
like
comic
saying
books.
Keanu to make Joker upset.
Make Joker upset, I'm sure.
When it comes to DC, I trust Joker.
Yep.
So I know we have a panel full of video game guys.
No.
So Fires of the Rubicon dropped. Armored Core 6. I've watched some gameplay. There's a guy I watched that does.
I'm gonna go smoke now. I'll be right back.
Go ahead. That does. He does a bunch of lore videos for Elden Ring.
Actually,
and
I have
does
to
it.
turn on my smoker.
Oh Jesus.
Oh Jesus.
And he was doing some gameplay basics and stuff like that. I think I've decided that game is not for me.
Okay.
But I know Static's been playing it. So what is your thoughts on the game?
So I've only gotten to the first boss. I played it for about 2 hours ish last night. I remember when I was younger, like a long time ago, playing like mech games on the PlayStation 2 and stuff. I didn't really care for them because they felt kind of slow. This one doesn't see like, and by slow I mean like the mech moving and everything just felt kind of slow. This one, playing it feels better. I've liked what I've gotten through so far. There is some annoying stuff where in that first boss battle, like you're in this area and your character is restricted within this square, but the boss can go a decent ways beyond it. And that's kind of annoying. I would like, I need to play it more. I need to play it more. I've had fun. I was shocked about how close I actually came to killing the boss. Because yeah, I had it almost down almost every single time. There's a few things with like explosions on the ground and how like you might not be in the explosion, but like the debris might hit you and cause you to get injured, that I need to kind of like focus more on and pay more attention to see how exactly that's working. And yeah, I'll probably boot it up again later tonight.
So Armored Core, there used to be a big video game console you could buy. It was like the size of my desk. It had like all the rods and levers and buttons you could push. It had foot controls back for the old Armored Core games, I think back on the old consoles and stuff. Now, I shared a video earlier. This is pretty crazy. This is this guy's rig for playing Armored Core. He's using his car race pedals and 2 flight sticks. This is pretty crazy. But the full mech experience.
Wow.
I want to know what that pipe is coming out the front.
That's for the steering wheel.
Oh,
That's for steering wheel for
okay.
racing games, I'm
Yeah.
sure. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah,
I thought that was
a track racer on the side of it.
Now, is this
Right,
on PC or consoles?
It's on
Well,
PC.
It's on all of them.
It's on all of them, but yeah, this is on PC and console.
Okay.
So I would say he's playing console.
I've never played this franchise.
Well, I would
It
say he's
looks
playing
gorgeous.
PC.
It looks really good.
Yeah. So does it play that much like Elden Ring, Static?
It's different. So I made it to the boss with pretty much without getting hit, and it's different. It's not like Elden Ring as far as being exact, shall I say, in your movements, like with the dodges and everything. It has a high difficulty level, but it's not. You're not having to sneak around and stuff like that.
Yeah.
You just got to play smart. Is that what I'm hearing?
Yeah, you got to make sure that your main weapon is
I'm sorry, I just saw your avatar for the first time.
Your main weapon, you've got just that shoots the basic bullets, and like with that as far as I can tell, you can't like just reload that whenever you want. And when it does take time to reload it, when you do reload it, it takes like a couple seconds. And then so you've got all these what do you call them? You got all these different levels, and when you shoot your missiles, like they'll deplete, and then you watch it build, and then you've got to worry about, you know, like how much of your I don't know what the hell they call it. Like when you're using the afterburners, you know, that depletes after a while, and then you have to wait for that to.
So you got to be smart with your resources.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's definitely resource management. Like I said, it looks interesting as hell. I mean, it may be one of those games when it hits Game of the Year, I'll play it, like I did with Elden Ring.
So in regards to like this comment here, Mark the Cyborg saying that it was way harder than Elden Ring, you know, so like in Elden Ring, the first boss you were supposed to die, right? That spider thing.
Right.
Yeah.
But like in other Souls games, the first
right.
thing you come across is the boss, and you have to beat it, right? Now with this one, there was a tutorial and then into the boss, and so I don't have enough of the grasp for everything that's going on outside of the boss battles yet.
Yeah.
Whereas in Elden Ring, you get that pretty quickly.
Check out a guy, his name's Dom's Roundtable.
Okay.
I was watching it last night. He's talking about how to do the multi-lock and all that stuff, and like actually perfect it instead of what they just teach you in the instructions.
Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, it seems pretty interesting. What's up, JT? I highlighted you there. Oh, but yeah, I'm a big FromSoft supporter, so I will probably end up buying it and just might wait and play it. Because they don't deal with any bullshit in their fucking video games, and they don't care what you think.
And that's a good thing.
Yes.
More creatives need to do that. Less corporate, more creative.
Well, another one I really like I started playing the first Remnant because I've been watching everybody play Remnant 2. And the first Remnant is hard. It's really hard. They do have like a grind mode so you can level up. And I'm beginning to like these games more and more because it reminds me of like playing Black. Because that's a third-person shooter where Black was first-person shooter, but it was extremely hard back in the day. And now most of your campaign games are 8 hours and they're done. You go to multiplayer. So I'm glad to see games like this return that are hard single-player games that take the test of time. And me getting closer to 50, I know it's harder and harder for me to do it. So it's more of a challenge.
I play less and less of them because of that. I'm 58 now, and I just don't want that kind of stress in my life. But hey, more power to the gamer that has the time to do that too, because I've got so many irons in the fire. I don't have time to put behind a video game like that.
Yeah, I haven't even turned a game on this week. I've been so busy.
That's part of the reason why I do the video game shows, Wookie, is so I can actually play a video game. You know?
Yeah, well, I was streaming on Wednesdays playing video games, but now we got Ahsoka and then playing with new software and stuff like that. We've been playing with some AI. You got that to work any better, Static?
Did I get what to work any better?
The AI.
I haven't played with it for a while because I want to install it the other way where I'll be able to bring in images to kind of like merge with their AI and manipulate those images. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like I've got this idea for Bradley that I'm want to work on, but I need to get the software installed right.
Are you giving him Spock ears? You need Spock ears.
No. Although he will have weird ears, but they won't be Spock ears.
All right. So
we did an interesting experiment a couple of weeks ago when we decided to start our own studio. We called it the Mojo Dojo Casa House Studio, right? And we started writing AI treatments right there on the show. We were kicking around ideas, and we came up with like 6 or 7. I wrote notes on them somewhere, but man, dude, yeah, these guys in Hollywood should be scared of AI because some of the ideas we came up with were bananas, man. And some of the script, the casting choices it was making and stuff for things, it was really cool.
Well,
I'll tell you what.
But you still need an editor to go through it because they say the AI
you still do
a paragraph in there out of nowhere.
Yes.
Now, the reason I wanted to go into gaming because this covers movies and video games. It's
Yes.
a video game movie, and it is Mr. Zack Snyder. He wants to make Gears of War, but the creator has one condition. So Zack Snyder's interested in making a Gears of War movie, but the original creator would only agree if Dave Bautista plays the central character Marcus. I'm not completely against that. They kind of look the same.
Yeah.
They kind of look the same and talk the same. And he's going to be covered in armor. He's not going to be walking around with no shirt on. He's only got to worry about his arms being in shape, really. I don't care for Dave Bautista as a person, but I do think it's a fit. Netflix is already working with Snyder and may give him the thing, but it says could have implications of Snyder's planned Army of the Dead sequel, as that Netflix may prioritize the Gears of War movie over it. Now they're supposedly making a Rebel Moon video game.
Yeah, that he announced that at Gamescom.
What's up, John?
Yeah.
Good to see you.
I should have clipped that Gamescom stuff, but I didn't.
He barely said anything about it. It was mostly like they started off talking about the game with like 5 sentences and then went into the trailer.
So it says here, the original Gears of War creator Cliff Bleszinski took to Twitter to voice his approval, only on the condition that Dave Bautista plays the central character. So Cliff Bleszinski is a nut job. Cliffy B was very famous for a while when Gears came out, but Microsoft owns Gears of War.
So
now I don't know if he retained like film rights or something like that, but he literally has no say in it unless he retained film rights.
Unless he has some sort of creative say and stuff.
Yeah. But yeah, Cliffy B is a whack job.
Is what's his bucket? Is Batista getting a little old for this? Maybe.
Well, Batista's like several times. I don't know if it were spoofs or what, or just something he did.
I've seen the stuff.
Yeah, where he's like pulling out the Gears of War armor and putting it on. He's like, "Yeah, I can do this."
He's kept himself in good enough shape over the years. He could do that. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just hard for him to stay cut where he doesn't have to wear a shirt or anything like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree, Doss. He would be a good fit. He looks like Marcus. Ugly, squinty, bulky. Both of them kind of talk like they smoke 3 cartons of cigarettes a day.
Keep him away from the media and you'll do okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
No problem.
Well, I mean, Zack Snyder's a fucking Looney Tune, too.
Right.
I'm not affiliated with Zack Snyder, by the way.
No, you're not. Are you, Jeremy? No, you're not. Oh, too funny. But, yeah, definitely Dave Bautista could do that role. Absolutely, man. He's actually, he's a very underrated actor, dude. I mean, each one of the Guardians movies, the funniest laughs you have are at Dave Bautista's character.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Well, I mean, Dave has definitely done a better job at making an actual acting career than The Rock has.
Right.
Yeah, and actually, he's a better actor than The Rock.
He is a better actor than The Rock.
I can't believe people even arguing about it. Right. Yeah. But people even arguing about that is
The Rock is himself in every damn show.
Yes. I love Jumanji. Jumanji was great. Of course, it did help that you had a sexy 6-foot-tall redhead in there.
Hello.
And then also The Rock with Kevin Hart.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like, did you see Kevin Hart's in a wheelchair?
What?
Yeah. So he was racing a former NFL pro running back. And in the second race, he tore his Achilles tendon or something like that.
Ooh. Oof. Woof.
Yeah. Just in the middle of like a street in a neighborhood. Like, yeah.
Ouch.
Wow.
Yeah. Oh, damn, I didn't want to do that. All right, so we are at 45 minutes. We're probably going to get ready to go into the main topic because I figure that's going to take a little while.
I had a feeling.
But before we do that, we have to do an ad.
Oh, hey!
You little...
The Trunk Monkey, the revolutionary idea you'll only find one place. Suburban Auto Group.
Good old Trunk Monkey.
Not a monkey. Monkeys
No,
have
chimpanzee.
the monkeys have tails.
All right.
But still, I would not send a chimpanzee on anyone. Those things will tear you apart.
Yeah.
No,
Ate a
they're
woman's
still-
face in Connecticut.
I was gonna say,
Yeah.
yeah, there was that one. Yeah.
Well, I mean, faces taste great.
Mm.
Jugger's like, huh?
Okay. All right.
Former Canadian TV executive Paul Chato roasts Ahsoka. Looks like Star Wars drained of all excitement, danger, emotion, and camaraderie. I
Accurate.
pretty much
Accurate.
nailed it.
I disagree on one point. There is
What's
definitely
that?
sexual tension, which is an emotion.
Yeah.
Sexual tension between Ahsoka and Sabine.
Yeah, I caught that because of the music that is played.
It's
Well,
so
those two are-
awkward.
It's just like,
So awkward.
I really hope they don't go there. And if I do, okay, if I'll be going on another show later on, and I'll be talking about the same thing. And really, this show is this show. Even if you're a fan of Rebels, and there are folks I know who have such an emotional connection to that show, this show is really exposing Dave as the hack that he is.
And how he cribs so much from stuff.
Yes.
And what he
I mean-
learned
I
from
mean-
J.J. Abrams, because he's got the mystery box in it too.
And Ruin
Mhm.
Johnson.
Mhm.
Red text.
And-
Red text in the damn fucking crawl.
Why can't
Yep.
they just do the regular Star Wars crawl? Why?
Oh, they don't have the rights to it. Oh, wait a minute.
Yes, they do.
Pretty sure they do.
Spaceballs did it, for God's sakes.
Oh god! Oh, okay.
Well,
Maybe
Lucasfilm
later,
did all
Static.
their special effects. You have to remember that. That was with George's blessing. George helped him
So-
make Spaceballs.
I mean, this is
I'm just
this-
wondering because I've missed some of this stuff because I didn't watch Obi-Wan because I didn't want to see.
Didn't
Ewan
miss
McGregor
much.
Just ruin that, and I only watched one episode of Boba Fett. So as soon as I saw that, I knew I didn't want to see that.
There's some
But
great gunplay.
when did they nerf lightsabers?
Obi-Wan.
Force
Nerf-
Awakens.
Force Awakens. Okay.
Yeah.
I like the sparkling
Yeah.
lightsabers now. That's nice.
Yeah.
Which, so he says here, I'm going to go clean sheet. The canon has been so busted in this dumpster fire called Disney Star Wars that I don't really care anymore. If Disney doesn't care about any rules, then why should I?
And there's
Yep.
and I watched something earlier today, a video by an actually great video by Critical Drinker called Why Canon Matters.
All you had to say was critical drinker. You know, it's a great video.
Yes. Absolutely.
we're all trying to get there.
Right. We're all trying to get to his level.
Yeah, his brain works a little differently than ours.
Yep.
But
He's
I
amazing.
agree with this. I agree with this quote right here.
Mm-hmm.
Positively 100%. He adds, Rosario Dawson. She looks great, clearly fills the screen with her presence, but she delivers a very flat performance. In fact,
Yes.
all the female
Yep.
characters are dull
Yes.
and
Yep.
uninteresting.
Okay, because
That is not
all,
Ahsoka.
because all of these characters, all the female characters are written like men. They are all stoic. Every single character is stoic. I mean, Ahsoka is basically a plank of wood. Sabine has stoic with a sprinkling of angst. Hera is stoic with a sprinkling of condescension. Morgan Elsbeth is stoic with a sprinkling of rage. Shin Hati is stoic with a heaping of silence. Shut up, Shadow. And so the only character, but Aelin Skull, that's the only intriguing character because he is stoic, because stoicism is a male trait, which just proves women suck at being men.
Well, and the problem is Ahsoka isn't Ahsoka. Like Ahsoka's a smartass.
Right. She's playful. She's snarky.
Even in combat and everything else, she is a fucking smartass.
Mm-hmm.
Cocky little shit. This one is just angry.
Mm-hmm.
She's just angry.
And
if you
and
want to know,
Winstead is so flat. I mean, you know how she got the job, who she's married to.
Right.
This is a good one. Women can't do gravitas the way male actors can. Oh, unless you're Betty Davis after smoking a pack of Marlboros and downing a bottle of bourbon. Certainly the pipes have something to do with it, and the larger presence does also. Here's the thing. When women try to imitate male badass, they just look boring ass. He shared this. They do this stern thing, replace Dawson and Mary Elizabeth Winstead, who plays Syndulla, with Clint Eastwood and Lee Van Cleef. This thing would rock.
wow.
Right.
But you know, there have been women in genre films that have been badasses. I mean, just go look at Linda Hamilton when she came back in Terminator 2. Look at Ripley, and yet they were still female characters. They tapped to their female strength.
Right, because and especially in T2 and Aliens, because they tapped into something that is inherently female, a maternal instinct.
Yep.
Yes.
Which is what Hera should have.
Absolutely.
Hera should
She
have
is
that.
the mom. Hera is the mom.
Oh no!
Right.
What kicked it off for me was like when she's talking to Ahsoka and she's like, "They have powers like you do." You mean like the guy you've been banging and had a child by that sacrificed his life for you?
Right. Right.
See, the normie here doesn't know anything about what you're talking about.
Yeah, so Kanan,
And that's a problem. That's a problem for this show.
Rebels,
I know that's whenever I saw his tweet about the show, I was like, if you want to know the normie perspective, because I'm a Star Wars fan, but it's the movies and a little bit of the TV shows, not all of it because I haven't watched all of it because some of it's just dumb.
So Rebels, the story is about Ahsoka. It's not about Ahsoka. It's about Ezra and Kanan.
Oh, trust me, I've got 3 guys on my panel every Wednesday night that clue me into this stuff, okay? Yeah. And I had to explain it to my wife, the little bit I knew when we were watching it, because she was clueless. She didn't know who these people were. She didn't know what the hell was going on. And I can tell you from my perspective, I could have used like a Lord of the Rings type little 5-minute rehash of Rebels. Do that at the beginning of it. You solve that problem. You know?
Yeah, that's what they should have done. But then it would have people would have been like, "Well, what about Kanan? Where's your kid? What about Ezra?"
They don't.
And Ahsoka is using Sabine, but no, Ahsoka is using Sabine for personal reasons with the plight of Ezra. Mm-hmm. She is manipulating her. Ahsoka is not a manipulator.
Yeah, it sure seemed that way, didn't it? She basically wanted her to interpret that map.
Okay, now.
And that's all she wanted her for, really. That's the way it came off. Anyway.
And I don't know why she needed that. I mean, it's a Rubik's Cube.
Yeah. That image there, I get Darth Bane and Darth Xana vibes.
That's what Fracture's been screaming.
I was going to say earlier, the shame of this is the guy that really gets you glued to the screen
is dead.
Isn't going to be in the when it's over, he's done. You know, Ray Stevenson, as usual, is the most charismatic guy in the show, but he's only in there a total of maybe 5 minutes. So,
which I learned because somebody brought it up, and I'm like, oh my god, you're right. Ray is not a stranger to Star Wars. He was the voice of Gar Saxon in Clone Wars and Rebels.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. But also, I will say this: whenever he is in a scene, for some reason, the dialogue flows.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
When it is a scene with 1 or 3 women, the dialogue just falls off the map.
I'm interested in seeing who Thrawn is, guys. I'm interested in seeing who this guy is. I've heard about him. I've heard about him from all my friends and stuff, but because of the way Ray Stevens is talking about him, I'm interested in seeing who this guy is.
I don't think he gives a shit. He doesn't give a shit who Thrawn is. He wants the power.
I know he's got his own agenda, but the way he's talking about him, I'm interested in seeing this guy. You know what I mean?
I bet
We
My
definitely
bet
know
is-
that he's got his own agenda. He's just using this witch to get what he wants.
My bet is you won't see Thrawn until the second half of this series.
You probably won't see Thrawn until the last episode.
And that would
Maybe.
suck.
That's entirely
That would
possible.
totally suck. But
Yeah.
I
What
think we're
I
getting
think's going
8,
to happen
right?
is,
Correct me if I'm wrong. We're getting 8 on this one, right?
yeah.
8.
So here's what I think is going to happen. I think he's not going to kill Ahsoka because at the end of the last episode, he said it would be a shame for her to die because there's so few Jedi left. But she's not a Jedi.
Yep.
Nope.
So I think he's not going to kill Ahsoka, and Shin's going to kill him.
Probably. That makes sense.
Yes.
Because that would follow follow the rule of 2.
Well,
A master to embody power and a student to crave power.
but they're preaching there has to be a master and apprentice on both sides. There has to be a master and apprentice, which we all know
Remember we
Jedi
talked
Knights have
about-
gone without having Padawans.
The guys I talk to aren't even convinced these guys are Sith. They think Balin's a
They're
Grey.
not Sith.
Yeah.
They're not Sith.
They're-
They're not Sith.
Grays do not exist.
Gray is not a real thing.
Okay.
It's not a thing.
All right. Gotcha.
It's just they're fallen Jedi or they're Force. Well, Balin has some Jedi training. He has some experience in the Jedi Order, just based on what we've seen and in the trailers.
Well,
Because
if
he's
you
aware
notice,
that everyone
has
in
the
Order knew
Padawan
Anakin.
braids.
Yeah, she
Right.
does that. That
She
makes
has
no
the Jedi
sense.
Padawan braids.
Yep.
Now, I will
But-
say when she like slaughtered Sabine's dead. I really liked her aesthetic. The armor on the legs, the armor on the forearms. We were looking at like Clone Wars era, KOTOR era Jedi or Sith.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Now,
That look, I really appreciated that. It's why I didn't give that episode such a bad rating. However, episode 2 will get a much worse rating.
now, I will say this Balin Skull character. Who the hell is this guy? You need to go to Lothal to find Ahsoka Tano's former apprentice. How do you know this?
That's exactly
How
what
do
I
you
said
know
in my
who he
chart.
is?
That's exactly what I said in my thing. How the fuck did you know? How many people know
And-
Ahsoka's alive?
And in one of the one of the trailers when he said few fought alongside Anakin Skywalker, and even fewer survived who he became. Nobody knows that. There are 2 people that know that: Palpatine and Tarkin. That's it.
Well, on Ahsoka.
Well, now at the time that we're at, it's going to probably be Luke, Leia, and probably Han. But Leia's not advertising her father as Darth Vader.
No,
In
because
fact,
that goes
there's
up
an
in the
actual
book
book
way
about-
beyond
No,
all this.
Because
Why would
because
she? Yeah.
because once that knowledge was made known, she lost her seat as Chancellor of the New Republic, which Kathleen Kennedy and Dave are doing an active job at making look incompetent.
Yeah. Yeah, especially with we shut down all the Imperial activities on Corellia. I think.
Apparently not. And how?
So,
Okay, how?
Let's go to Corellia for a second. When they're on that fucking tram or little scooter thing.
This is the second episode you're talking
This is
about.
what I was
right?
talking about.
episode,
This
Did
is
you
what I talked
notice
about.
how shit goes in and out of focus? Like out of control, in and out of focus. Like hair even goes
Really bad
blurry.
volume work.
Yep.
The background's blurry, then it's crisp. And it's like experimental camera work that should have never made it into the footage. It looks horrible and distracts you from the entire scene. Not to mention the assumption that there was a sexual innuendo between Ahsoka and Sabine.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I commented a lot on the effects and how great this looks.
It does look good.
No.
Before we get
No, it
too far
doesn't.
away from
Oh,
the
it looks
first
abysmal.
episode, I got to tell you, I was struck by the soundtrack in the first one. It sounded like Star Wars. It really did. You got to give
Except for the
kudos where
Except
where
for
it's
the
Except
for
for
the
the fucking
cyberpunk
wind
stuff.
instruments.
well, you understand what I'm saying. Most of it sounded really good.
Hold on. Hold on.
Go back and look at some of the
No,
effects.
hold
in
on.
this.
I'm going to pull something up. I want him to tell me how this sounds like Star Wars. Where's that?
I know what you're gonna do.
Not that one. Oh, because I have everything. I have everything from my last video here.
Oh, do you?
Now-
Okay.
Now Now, Joe, I'll agree. The attempt at a crawler, because that's not a crawler, that's a scroll.
No, it sucked.
All right,
That-
here we go.
that-
Look,
Okay.
I have positive proof that the soundtrack was from Star Wars.
Oh wow, yeah, that was stupid. That was stupid.
That
was
is
stupid.
that
I
is
did-
that is
yeah.
a straight that again. Who really wrote this episode, Dave or J.J. Abrams?
Well, they used the most common used trope in the world. Here's this person, and they're not there. I was like, "Are you serious? They're doing this again? What the hell is this?"
Why?
You know?
Why is Sabine so angsty?
Right?
Why?
Yeah,
I know time has
of course,
passed.
You guys are supposed to school me on this because apparently I was supposed to watch Rebels and know all this shit.
This makes no sense. This makes
so what
absolutely
about-
no
You
what
don't have
sense.
to watch
this?
all Rebels.
How much-
Just
how much
75% of
sense- how
it,
much
according to
sense
what they
does
say.
this
Oh, the nuclear droids.
Just keep flying and lower the ramp.
Okay, we need
I mean,
an
that's
explosion, but make it
Oppenheimer
bigger.
level droids.
That's J.J. Abrams. That's J.J. Abrams.
I
Influence
instantly
right there.
thought it was the ID4 spaceship nuking New York, and that just going out radiating outwards. You know what I mean? That's what I thought of when I saw
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
So you got Sabine, you got that explosion, and then you got a mystery box.
The mystery box, baby. Gotta
A
have that.
round Rubik's cube.
Right.
What about this?
So
What
Nice
was the,
ass.
what the
That's-
fuck did that droid do? Look at
Hooker
it.
and I know what that
He was trying to shoot her a lightsaber and didn't have it.
that's an homage. Okay.
Yep.
That design there, that's an homage to the original R2D2
The Kenner.
toy.
No,
Kenner droid,
watch
yes.
it again.
is. Does he?
Do I have to?
Why would he?
Nice ass.
No, that's just like holy cow.
Right.
That's
That's a
what
When
holy
the hell
cow.
have you ever seen that before? Did they add fucking shit
Never.
there so they express emotions?
Yeah, because droids can't. Look, the noise is enough. The noise is enough.
Right.
We don't need the puff
Yeah.
of smoke. He's like,
Yeah.
we know.
He,
what
he
that
was
is.
like
We've heard that
holding. He
forever.
was like holding that bong head in for so long.
But here's the
Like,
thing.
fuck, man.
We
I
knew
see that shit.
we knew in the original series because of the way they tempered R2D2's beeps and boops what his emotions were. Because it was very
Right.
basic and simple, and it's something people can draw into. Now it's like, well, I guess they can't figure that out, so let's put the the exploding top off.
And
Oh
his
my
movements.
goodness!
And R2's
See,
movements.
my point exactly. My point exactly. Dead ass.
He would get
Yes,
excited.
I
in
Yeah, his
rock.
worried.
And
little
what's funny
shake.
is it's just the angle of the shot because we've seen this girl. She is a stick, so she really
Yeah.
doesn't have that.
You
not
gotta,
really
when she
curved
sits
like
down
that.
and hangs out a little bit.
the
I mean,
battle with the five
she's top
droids.
of the food chain. She's Asian. She's top of the food chain. Now, this I think is the best shot in episode 1. This is the best shot of episode 1 right here.
This is
Now-
original. Never
Now,
seen
that
anything
not
is
like it.
because they're mimicking Return of the Jedi. Look at the ship.
It
it is
has texture to
complete.
it.
It,
Has
it,
mechanics.
it looks like it belongs in fucking Star Wars.
Yes, it does.
Mhm.
Okay.
It does.
Now-
The ramp,
now-
all that stuff. Yeah,
but-
it does.
But this
All
all
the gears and
but-
everything.
But
No,
this is
this
also
is homage to Return of the Jedi right here.
right.
Yeah, it
but
is.
This
It's straight-
this-
That's exactly what I thought when I saw
Yeah.
it. I was like, "Wow,
see,
that's
So,
That's
so
cool.
I'm over here looking at the mechanics in the legs, the body of the ship. This is so the CGI ships are the most complete thing in this show. Now I'm
Yeah.
going to show
No, the
you
Phantom
something
looks
good.
else.
The Phantom looks good.
that was that. Oh
Well,
yeah,
well, that's a
the
ship.
Phantom, yes,
Yes.
All right, so I'm
and
I'm
the
gonna-
Lothcat.
The
The
Lothcat
Lothcat,
looks
yes,
good.
was very good. But it's complete CGI. There is no human interaction. That's what I
Mhm.
want to make the thing. So let's
Well,
go to
I
a
want-
practical.
Well, I want to say that I want to say this because that scene there is again showing how the New Republic is incompetent. Because every ship has a scanner and they know what type of ship it is. You know that that's an Omicron class shuttle. You know who used that shuttle. So you have a a possible hostile.
A possible
range.
Imperial
Let's
person that's
let's-
partial to Imperials. Yeah,
let's
absolutely.
so a possible hostile.
Mhm.
Let's bring them on board.
Bring 'em on board.
Yeah.
Call them out.
Yeah.
And your D detail does not have their guns drawn already because one, you got a Mon Calamari who can't hold a blaster.
Yeah. So I just want to use that ship as an example comparatively
Diversity
to
higher there.
Yeah, diversity. That's Akbar's nephew. Shut up.
Squids must be represented. Yep.
But no, so we go to this. Look at this. Like right there. This panel. That panel right there on the left is not complete. Where is all the greebles? Where is the kit bashing? Where is all the stuff to make this look full and real? This is very plain.
And it looks too clean. The thing about Star Wars, man, at its height,
lived
it
in.
looked
Even-
lived in.
So
You
I have
know?
another example.
It's just too much. It's too close to Trek. That's the problem.
Yeah,
that is the problem.
that's
It's way too
exactly what
close
I
to
thought
Trek.
when I saw it, Brad.
And way too much
It
space.
looks like a
Way
starship.
too much space.
Yeah, it
Way
looks
too
like a
much
starship
open
bridge.
space.
Yeah. Mhm.
So, this is Return of the Jedi. I'm gonna have to pause it. It's a trap. Hold on. That's home one.
Right.
Look
Yeah.
at you see the difference.
Yes.
It's clean, but at the same time cluttered. There's shit in the corner, right?
Yeah.
It's also small.
Nothing symmetrical. They're cramped into a small space. Yeah, that looks like a ship from Star Wars right there, man.
Hey,
Yeah.
Right.
That looks like that looks like something that looks like something from an actual armed like an actual navy.
Right.
Yeah.
Everything is white, but it's not pristine and shiny.
No. And there's
that
a
is the
bunch of
difference. Like,
stuff
even
in there.
When you go to
that-
Lothal is white and shiny. It's an outer rim planet. It's not going to be that way. It's
Mhm.
even chronicled that the Republic is having problem funding the outer rim planets. That's why
So they'd be
Tatooine-
slapping
Yeah.
junk together just to get something off the ground, wouldn't they?
When they showed Lothal in the second episode, they had the shot when they're going to the hospital and they're zooming in on the main city. They're on the. It looks like they're on the water. There was never indication they were on water in the series, was there?
So another thing to look at when they're in the hospital room in episode 2, it is the Empire Strikes Back robot working on Sabine.
Yeah.
Now, may I also mention this? Where's the back to tank?
Yes.
Yeah. Why
It's
isn't
a
she on the
back to
back?
bandage.
My theory is
That
this,
That
and
kinda
my
freaked
theory
me
is
out.
this. My theory is this, because every time we've seen a back to tank previously, the person inside is near undressed, just for
Yeah.
just for the
First time we
immersion
saw
effect.
one, Luke had a pair of boxers on, didn't he? Something
Right.
like that.
Right.
Yeah, that was
Now,
Mhm.
if you put Sabine in there, oh no, that might prompt a male gaze.
Oh, we can't do that. Right.
And it's that simple. It is that.
Well, the only
simple
ones
as-
we've seen in back to tanks have been white males
Yes.
because
Well,
they cannot survive
Correct me if
damage.
I'm wrong.
Like-
Boba Fett
like-
was in one in the first episode when I watched
Right.
it, I think. Right?
Yep.
Yeah.
As was not Cad Bane, the sheriff played by Timmy Oliphant at the end.
Wouldn't know. I only watched one episode of it. I'm telling you, Brett. It's so look,
Cobb,
guys.
Cobb,
The reason why I
Cobb.
stopped watching that show is when the
Cobb Vance.
representative
Vance.
from the city came there looking for tribute from him, and he didn't kill him. That's when I knew this is not Boba Fett. This is an
Yep.
old man trying to get into heaven. Screw this show. It's stupid. I turned it off. I haven't watched it since.
Yeah. It
Yeah.
was Cobb Vanth.
Yeah, that was it. But
Oh yeah, so
But no
we
one
also
else
have
has
the-
been.
We also have the
And-
Star Wars theory thing here. So he's
Oh, the
fucking-
Star Wars series.
Yeah, I
being a
read that.
dipshit. He's being a dipshit.
Why is he defending the nerfing of the lightsaber? I don't.
He has no choice. It's his brand.
Well, it's that, and he's also a Dave Filoni fan. And
Is
boy,
he?
he thinks that Dave is working against Kathleen when no, he is working hand in hand.
Yeah.
No, with her.
I used to be a Dave fanboy until I saw what he was
Like-
doing. I was a fave of
I was
Dave.
just say Jeremy from
Well,
Geeks and Gamers used to be one
yeah.
too. I don't know
Yeah,
if
I
he
mean-
still is, but He used to be.
like
one.
No,
I
he's
say,
not.
I enjoyed some of the early. I enjoyed some of Rebels. I enjoyed some of it. I enjoyed some of the Clone Wars. Some of it, like
Yes.
Wookie says, it's like too much.
Yeah.
And again, when we talk about canon, it is a loose canon. True canon is just the movies. That's about it.
Yeah.
That's the true canon.
Okay,
But-
well,
It's a nice supplemental story. It's a nice
Dave,
supplemental
Fil-
story.
Dave
Okay, well,
Filoni
may I-
relies
may I-
awful. Dave Filoni relies an awful lot on.
Remember Chewbacca again? Remember? Oh, I remember.
Okay.
So I'll say this: when the first five seasons of the Clone Wars came out, Dave was operating in George's Star Wars world. So he has to follow the rules that George lays out for that world. Now he's got nothing to hold him back.
Do whatever you want.
Right.
Yep.
George is not there to tell him no. So he is remaking Star Wars in his image. And Script Doctor said it perfectly. Dave is a 7-year-old fanboy jumping on his bed, waving around a wrapping paper tube, screaming the Star Wars song, because that's how Dave writes.
So he's writing fan fiction.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes, it is.
Wow.
Very much. And I blame the story group, and I believe Filoni. And Fracture's correct. Filoni believes he has the keys to the kingdom. And he is learning really quickly that he is, after this show is over with, he is going to learn that the fans are fucking walking away from him.
Also point out that Fractured is properly spelling it Filoni, as we've been talking about.
Right.
Yes, hashtag
Felonious?
Filoni.
Felonious activity, maybe?
That's it. That's why we call him
Because
Filoni.
what he's doing
not
is a
Filoni.
crime.
And when the show tanks, kiss that film goodbye. It's not happening.
Yes.
Well, I got to tell you, from almost a normie perspective, like I said, my knowledge of Star Wars is the movies, and the Disney trilogy. I just, but I'm not seeing anything that's making me want to tune in next week with these.
It has
episodes.
no heart.
I'm just not seeing that. It's not bad, but it's not good either. It's middle of the road. And
it's meh.
Really, as far as storytelling goes, this mystery box thing's got to go, man. You can do a story about good and evil without a mystery box. I don't know where these guys get this from. So.
This is the second thing we've had with a fucking key to find someone.
Yeah, I mean, dude, the
people
whole
who are
thing,
lost
the whole Disney trilogy kicked off with a MacGuffin, didn't it? It was
and ended with a MacGuffin.
And ended with one, right? Yep. The Wayfinder.
God. So Brad, you watched Rebels, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Would you say that Rebels kind of fit in George's world because that was the first Disney Star Wars project? So
it was also on Disney XD. It wasn't on a Disney Channel.
Right.
Kids, right. It was for Disney kids. Yeah. It was for kids. So before Kathleen really got her hooks in, would you say that Dave was operating in the world that George had?
I think he still felt constrained to stay respectful to George's world for the most part in that show. There's certain things which I did like a little bit beyond, like the whole Bendu thing. I didn't really understand that as being part of the Force.
Tom Baker was as great as the voice of it, though.
Yeah, but still the whole idea of Bendu and everything.
The Bendu is just a creature that is one with the Force. It's not
of the Force.
Yeah, of the Force. It's not evil or good or whatever. It's a neutral party, just like.
But I'll tell you where the shark jumped. And that's the world between worlds.
Yes.
Pulled her out
because that is timey-wimey stuff. And we don't do timey-wimey.
I was fixing to say, you introduce time travel into Star Wars. That sounds like something that'll break everything. They did that?
Hold on.
Wow.
Well, kind of.
Let me find the clip.
Yeah. Well, and I have said, because Dave was not happy with George, that when George said that Ahsoka should have died in Order 66. So he brought her back for Rebels. Okay, fine. Ahsoka should have died in Rebels for the sheer story of Darth Vader.
Yes.
Make Darth Vader even more evil.
We said that the other day. That would make he killed his surrogate daughter.
Right.
That's what it would have been. He killed his surrogate daughter.
Right.
Yeah.
That
Right.
was a relationship. That was a father-daughter relationship, really.
Oh, did I delete it? I think I deleted it.
Well, it was his student. It was his best friend. It was his ride or die. And yes, his surrogate daughter.
Mm-hmm.
Well, time travel is something that does not need to be in this universe. Period.
Yeah. So
my
basically,
favorite, my
the
favorite
doctor's
part
here.
of it is the spiritual part, the Jedi, the good and evil thing. That is my favorite part of it.
Now, let's be
And
honest. They started.
that seems to be getting
Hey,
wholly
Joe,
twisted
Joe,
in here. So.
Joe, according to the
Right.
cast of the Acolyte, the best thing about Star Wars is there is no good or evil.
Well, they're full of shit too. So
Hey, Melvin, don't feel bad. I have signed Ahsoka and Hera Black Series and Pops.
Nice.
And the bad
Oh,
thing
by
is, the
Mary
show is
Winstead?
going to make my fucking hologram fucking Ahsoka pop that was like $300 worth like 5 cents.
You got a
Man.
Rosario Dawson signed Ahsoka Pop and Mary
No,
Winston
Ashley
Hera?
Eckstein
That's what I heard.
signed.
Okay. And Ashley Eckstein, still in the box, autograph pop on eBay goes for $600.
Yeah, I have the hologram, the rare Ahsoka pop that's
Ooh.
signed by her.
you know how many pops I got, guys?
I
have
I
100.
figured you would
Actually, I
have.
have one. He lives in Virginia.
No,
Yeah.
I
I
was
have
going to
100.
say I figured you had a bunch when you stood up.
No. Yeah, snap, crackle, and pops, no doubt. Both the
Oh,
knees
yeah,
do
there's
that.
that.
Yeah.
I was going to
For
say
sure.
I got pops when I stand up, and I'm
Oh
only
yeah,
45.
for sure. Yep. No, I've just never got into them. I never got it. It's like bobbleheads. I've never got into those either. So
Yeah.
you know,
Well, that's how they started as bobbleheads, then it became just figures.
when I was a
Wow.
kid, I wish I had one. I had when I was a kid, man. Who knew this?
It
stuff
depends.
Was
Well,
gonna be so. I mean,
I
that's
it
cool.
depends.
Now that would make me want to get one right
That's
there. I love those
Leia.
scooter
You could
bikes,
only
man.
get Luke as a SDCC version. That
Really?
is it.
Wow.
That's kick ass, man. I
Now
like that one.
I do have, and I'm embarrassed to own this because this is before The Last Jedi came out. I have Grandmaster Luke and Jedi in Training Rey in a 2-piece box with a slipcover before the Last Jedi came out from SDCC.
Well, you know,
cost
the
me,
only saving
more
grace
money
of that
to
is
spend
they
on it.
actually let her wear her hair down in that one, so she actually looked decent in that movie. So, you know,
And the Wookiee.
Yeah.
The Wookiee. Here's a cool one that's on a bike.
Oh, that's cool. Ghost Rider.
there you go.
Maybe
That's
my next
badass.
video is going to be like,
Bobbleheads, bobble pops. Look out. I wish I had every toy I had as a kid. I had all the figures, guys.
Oh,
I had a Millennium
right.
Falcon.
I got a 77 Stormtrooper and a 77 Chewbacca up on the shelf behind me.
when I was remodeling this room and the office next door, I finally figured out my kids weren't going to come get their shit, so I had a garage sale and I remodeled a couple of rooms, and I found the body of a TIE fighter. You remember you could push the buttons and blow the side panels off. You know, I found the body of one of those, and I mean, I blew up my Millennium Falcon with M80s. I was a kid. I didn't know this thing was going to be worth a ton of bread. You know,
I still have the roof panel that came off somewhere.
do you? Yeah,
Oh, wow.
yeah, because they had the chess table in there, and you know all that other stuff.
But I bet you I have the biggest TIE fighter out of all of you.
Really?
The one we're right up behind Jeff.
The one right behind me.
Oh yeah. The one that's just it supports
Yeah,
the
that's
shelf. Yeah, that's pretty
Yeah.
big, no doubt.
Yeah, and I believe that's a first order.
Yeah,
TIE
first
fighter.
Order Black Series.
Yep, cool.
I
That's
I
cool.
need to break it out. We'll show it off one day. We might do a thing where we show off toys on a Nerds Only.
I may not have seen as much of the Star Wars universe as you guys have, but I love it just as much as you guys do. And when I tell the younger guys this, they never can say anything about it, because the one thing I have over, like, I've got a guy on my show that's just over 30 years old, but he knows just as much as you guys do, and even more maybe.
See,
And
but
he loves it. And I always tell him, you know what? you can know everything you want about this franchise, but you will never know what it feels like to see that Star Destroyer
Exactly.
continuously go over your head for the first time when nobody.
I was there. I was there opening day in 77.
I
Do you
was
remember it?
I was 12 years old when that movie came out.
I was 6.
15. I had just started high school when the second
God,
one
I'm
came out.
young. Fuck.
I graduated high school
when I
the
saw it.
year that Return of the Jedi came out.
Yeah,
So,
I barely
83.
remember. I barely remember Empire coming out and being. I was 2 years old when Empire came out, but I remember
Yeah.
seeing the AT-ATs on screen, the snow speeders, and I'm like,
that
seven.
is one of the best
I was-
battles of the whole damn thing. That
I was
thing-
7
Yeah.
when
Best
Empire came
film.
out, and I was 10 when Jedi came out.
Great. That was awesome.
And the thing is that the reason that us old guys really like Star Wars the way we do is because it reminds us of our youth. It reminds
Yeah.
us of something we first fell in love with, when
Yeah.
we first got into this type of stuff. So yes, there absolutely is nostalgia to it. I mean,
Oh, yeah.
imagine like you saw Casablanca in the theater.
Yeah, oh, God.
well, and so
Yeah.
I remember that person on my fuck Star Wars video. Well, I'm
Mhm.
not nostalgia baited, and I agree with the critics and all this. I'm like, they don't have an understanding of rules and lore, like
Right.
how a world
And
operates.
obviously
We
obviously
should
now
talk about that
does Dave.
sometime.
Yeah, we did one. We're going to do a second one.
Oh God! But I'm not allowed to
Well,
talk.
I want to try to get John Douglas on because he's a writer.
Well, it's a good conversation to have. I mean, hell, young Ripa has built an entire podcast over it over the years.
Well,
I
he's
mean,
built an
he's built an
entire comic
empire.
book franchise.
I mean,
Mhm.
that's his entire foundation. His canon's got to matter, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
It's a shame to see him think that they can just take this stuff and do whatever they want to with it and put whatever stamp they want to on it. And
People try to say it's greed and capitalism. It's not. It's ego.
yep,
It's
Mhm.
ego.
exactly what it is.
You
Narcissism.
suck, and you've been told for too long that you're good.
Mm-hmm. This is a direct effect of the participation award, boys and girls.
Mhm.
Right.
Don't
So
forget
we're
it.
going to go into this, and I figure it's going to carry us 40 minutes once we get into this.
Oh boy. Here we go.
Between going
Oh,
through
man.
this and going to that, we're going to let me present my screen here. So this
Puppy.
is 3 million
The-
subscribers. Godfather.
Got to zoom
Star
in a
Wars
bit.
Theory. Oh shit! Wrong screen.
Oh man,
Oh boy.
I just read it. Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
let me settle the controversy. Qui-Gon is dying because he got stabbed in the spine and lungs. The heat from the saber internally cooked and bubbled his lungs. Quote, he used the Force to live for another 20 plus minutes, then died as he felt it was the will of the Force. So he didn't hold on. If a medical capsule was provided immediately for him, he'd potentially have survived. We're talking
Where's this?
no, we're talking what?
Keep
55 years before Sabine was stabbed. 55 plus years before Sabine was stabbed. Okay. Sabine
But
was
Darth
stabbed
Maul
in the liver.
gets split in half and lives.
Yeah. Sabine was stabbed in the liver. Ahsoka literally showed up immediately and got her to urgent care in probably 5 minutes. It took
Prove
her
it.
longer than 5 minutes to get there.
Mm-hmm.
Even so,
Very different scenarios. It's
No.
still whack and makes lightsabers a joke, but hey, it is what it is, and I trust
oh,
Dave.
hold on.
Off.
Right, hold on, right there.
Done.
That is it.
Done.
That is it. Like, it's
I'm
still
done at that
whack
point.
and makes lightsabers a joke. Okay,
But hey, it
What
is what
was
it
the-
is.
what was the big thing that made Star Wars so fucking cool?
Lightsabers.
Was fucking huge. Lightsabers is the best thing ever invented, right?
Yeah.
Like, and now they're nothing more than a sword.
Now, I will say this. I will say this, and again, this is Dave, because again, forgetting his own characters, or because he wants this moment to do whatever.
Now, so here's
What is Sabine's? What?
No, hold on. This is the key word. Lightsabers are 12,000 degrees.
I was gonna say, wouldn't that getting skewered where she was skewered in that episode? Wouldn't that bubble and boil everything around it too?
Hold on.
But where did she get stabbed?
Look to me like
Joker's like,
Bring up-
fuck this, I'm
You want to
out.
bring up the photo?
man.
Bring up the
Oh,
damn
I've got
photo.
the video.
You can see
I've got the
exactly
video
where it
queued,
was.
sir.
Please, because it looked like she got shoved right through the spine, dude. I don't
That
know.
No, it's off to the
It wasn't
side.
the spine.
Is it
It's
off
the
to the
right
side?
side.
Okay.
She got
Not
the
only,
liver, may have got part of the
Also-
kidney, probably the pancreas.
also, here, pulled it out. You have just
Yes.
expanded that wound.
She jiggled the saber.
She twisted and pulled. I don't have clips from season 2. I haven't pulled them yet. But he's like, Reva is bullshit. No justification to the reason on that one. Oh, she survived it twice.
That's true. That's right. I forgot about that until you guys talked
yes.
about it yesterday.
Maul is
Okay.
a Sith. And we went into Maul on Fractured Stream. If it wasn't for the robots, he would not have survived.
Yeah.
If it wasn't for the robots at the bottom of that pit, the trash bots, he would
I'm
not
sorry,
have
guys. He
survived.
And
should
then
have
later-
survived anyway. That doesn't make any sense.
And then later, Dark.
Supposedly, Qui-Gon missed all his vital organs. He just didn't have a dick and an asshole.
Obi-Wan.
You mean Kenobi?
Yeah, Obi-Wan. Obi-Wan missed all his vitals. So, yes, if you can get your hand cut off, you can. I mean, we have soldiers. There was a guy on Twitter boxing that was like here, like bottom of his ribs.
Yeah, I saw that.
So,
clip.
I mean,
he's
that's
on the floor.
possible,
Yeah, he's
being-
Darth Maul. Yeah,
being cut in half, but
Cut in-
not having your insides cooked and a slice. The blade is there way less time than being stabbed.
Yeah.
Because it goes from tip to hilt and back. Didn't
It's
say
all
his body
semantics.
wasn't
When you get
broken
hit
when
with a
he
blow
hit.
like that, you should be dead. You
Yeah.
should be
Now,
dead.
And
Sorry.
I
I
know
wanna
this
point
isn't
something
hate
out.
to the actor; it's disdain to Gerald Hebby for his lack of vision, to say it politely. Well, maybe you ought to look at Filoni too, sir.
Right.
But I trust in
No.
Dave.
So we had a character that took a massive wound to the abdomen, that survived, that had a reasonable reason for why they survived. Does anybody know what that is? Fennec Shad.
Oh, Shand, yes.
And what happened? Cybernetics fixed
They
her.
modded her.
Yes, they modded her. They fucking put an intestine system in for her, a mechanical intestine system, so she could live.
It's the same thing they did with Luke with his hand. Yeah.
But
I mean, you know.
they didn't do that for Sabine. It just looks like her
No.
fucking angry, fucking abusive stepfather burned her with a cigar.
Now, I want to say this. What is Sabine's background?
She's a Mandalorian.
She's a Mandalorian who,
She's a tough bitch.
by their culture, they are prepared to battle at the drop of a hat. They are prepared. She
But-
was not prepared. And when that droid took the elevator down, Sabine would not have waited. Okay, grab your saber too. She would have also grabbed her chest plate, her helmet, her
You would think.
her,
I
Jetpack.
mean, her Beskar armor. Would
Yeah.
that
Yes.
have helped any?
Yes, and she
Would
would
that
have
have
come
helped
down the
any?
elevator. She would have flown down.
jetpack down. Yes,
Right.
she would have gone Mando mode.
And let's
Right.
also remember that Mandalorians and Jedi are not really friendly. Really?
No.
That is
No.
that is the entire purpose for the Mando armor and every weapon they
I was
have
fixing
is
to
to
say, aren't they
combat
Jedi
Jedi.
husbands?
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
Is
So
combat Jedi's.
we're gonna play a game. I want you to name the organs.
Okay.
Oh,
Liver,
my
gallbladder,
God.
right lung.
Look. Did you see
Liver-
the up and
There's
down?
a lung
Gallbladder,
in there. I'm
Kidney,
sorry. There's a lung in
pancreas,
there.
right lung. Yes.
Mhm.
Do it again.
Also,
And the
Also,
wiggle and
question.
twist.
Yeah.
question, why not? Why not this? Because I did this. I asked this in my video. You're trying to kill this person. Why are you pulling straight out? Just swipe to the side. It's a freaking
Yeah,
lightsaber. Just
done.
slice her in half. That's
Done.
it.
And
Spine's
and-
gone.
No, because
Yeah.
she would, and I will say this: she was toying with her, and she was trying to
And-
cause her incredible pain.
But
Yeah.
why not
And
kill her?
I-
If she'd have just
and-
split her in half, it would have been over with.
I know how she
Cooking her and
survived.
cooking her
I know
inside.
exactly how she survived, but I'm not sharing it.
No, but I'm saying cooking her
I am sick and
inside.
tired. I am sick and tired of seeing lightsabers sparking.
Yes,
Yes. So I went rewatched.
that's like
scene 38.
Highlander.
No, but I've been. That's where it came from.
Hey, but
yeah, they're
Highlander's
putting power
cool
cables
when
up
they
their
do it,
fucking
man.
pants legs.
Yeah.
fucking. So I went and watched rewatched scene 38. You know what scene 38 is? Obi-Wan versus Vader, original Star Wars, the reimagined version of it.
Oh, with the
Okay, there you go.
yeah.
They added sparking.
I've seen that. That's
lightsabers.
very cool. Yeah.
Yeah, but their lightsabers sparked. That's where they got sparking lightsabers from, because that was way before any of the Disney stuff came out.
Right.
So they're watching the fan films.
They were flashes when they
No,
struck. There were flashes, but there weren't sparks.
No, they had sparks on this one.
No,
I
but
can pull it up.
I'm talking originally.
No, it was like a blending of the two blades almost.
Yeah. Now you see people's trying to justify, like, well, since it's plasma, this is shards of plasma being spit off, and it never was that. Again, this is an adherence to canon and established law of the universe. And when you break that established law of the universe, you break your suspension of disbelief, because now what we're doing, we're questioning the universe.
All right. So our physics say that a lightsaber would be about 1,000,000 degrees.
Right.
Our physics.
Which
I mean, you saw Qui-Gon Jinn stuff that through how many friggin' blast doors and melt the core of it.
Okay,
I mean, that's pretty damn hot.
In our real world physics, no one could hold a lightsaber.
Right. So I'm saying, so there's a thing in canon that says they're at about 12,000 degrees. That's why it takes them a hot minute to cut through a fucking door. They're way hotter than a cutting torch is. I've been burned by a cutting torch. It was pretty bad, and it was only in a little spot.
Guys, I was a furnace tech at a glass plant, and to melt sand into glass, you need 2,400 degrees, okay? And you're talking 12,000? That's pretty damn hot, bro. That's really hot. Oof. I wouldn't want to get hit with that. You wouldn't survive that. I'm sorry. You wouldn't survive that.
But when you see Dooku cut Anakin's arm off, you see like the edges of his cloth catch on fire.
The charging. Right. And the charring. And the charring as well.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. Right. But and that was a part of the Jedi robes where they were flame retardant.
Right.
She wasn't wearing Jedi robes. Her shirt should have gone up. Her hair should have gone up.
I said it yesterday on Fraction's show. Kind of like piggybacking off of what Brad just said, they've turned this into the Star Wars version of Highlander, where the only way someone dies from a lightsaber is if you behead them. Yeah, and all the Jedi are now immortal. And
just hope they don't put their head on a robot body or in a jar where they can talk like Futurama.
They put a head on a robot body. It's called Grievous.
I have said this. This series is a love letter from Dave Filoni to himself.
To himself, right? Because it's the rebels.
But he
right?
doesn't love himself
look at
that
Melvin
much.
Deeply here getting all technical on us.
Wow, great, good job.
But here's what I think about that statement, Joker, is Dave must not love himself because he's not being respectful to his own canon. He's changing his own lore. It's one thing. Look, it's one thing when George went back and supplemented with the special editions, and we all hate that now Greedo shot first because that was bullshit. But the story of the characters, for the most part, stayed the same. I think that altered Han a little bit, altered his story a little bit by making him shoot second. But they maintained the same characters. He did not change the themes of the story and the themes of the characters. These characters now that he created are not matching what he created.
Well, they're all dead.
And even Lars Mikkelsen says it's not going to be what he played as Thrawn.
Right. And I say this because going back to how Script describes him, he writes like a 7-year-old, which can just change at the drop of a hat.
So I want to talk to Das here for a second. Das Wolfen. I'd like to point out that Star Wars is science fantasy, not science fiction. Has more in common with D&D than the expansion. The lore still exists. A sword still cuts so much. The acid bomb still does so much damage. It is what it is. No one rolled for a chance in this. This is, you got stuck with a weapon that is 12,000 degrees that melts blast doors through your guts for several seconds, wiggled around and pulled out. And you only got a scar. There shouldn't even been a scar. It should have been a hole.
Yeah.
A hole where that blade went through, if anything. And they've already shown that they can fix stuff like this But they didn't go that way. They just put a Band-Aid on her and used a robot from 40 years ago to just rip the bandage off.
No back to tank. None of that.
No,
Real days.
We're to presume they used the back to tank. We're to presume that.
No,
Yeah,
that's
but
a back to patch.
Luke was in there for
It's
more
a
than
back to
24
patch.
hours, and he only got smacked around by a Wampa.
Right.
Now, if they
Vader
wanted to
would go
really,
in there
if they
for
wanted-
hours and was still in horrible pain.
if they wanted to do this right, what they should have done is shown her in the back to tank, shown Ahsoka outside actually looking concerned for her
Yes.
Padawan, and now
Yeah,
questioning.
A male
I don't know
gaze
that.
have it
and
in
then
the
she's like-
background or something. You know, I mean, come on.
And this, and when
Oh, they
Ahsoka
could-
then
they could
says,
have fit
"I don't want you to
element in
come
her.
along," it's not because I have this jilted relationship with you. It's like I don't want you to lose your life because it's clear you are not a Jedi. There's more dynamic there in that type of relationship, that kind of interaction.
Okay. In this show, to give Ahsoka an arc, Sabine should have died.
yeah,
Yes.
to give
Yeah.
Ahsoka an arc, but it's looking to me like this show isn't about Ahsoka.
Well, no,
That's what it
both
looked like to
no,
me.
both of these characters have already done their arc.
Mm-hmm.
Sabine freed Mandalore under Empire rule.
Mm-hmm.
Ahsoka faced Vader and should have died at Vader.
Mhm.
These characters this is what happens when you extend the stay of a character
Mhm.
and don't let them just become background characters like they should be and go on to the next hero.
And very bad, very bad planning on Disney's part to release these two episodes back to back. Because if you're a normie who knows nothing about this, at the end of episode 1, for a week, you would be, oh my God, is she dead?
Right.
Yes.
First thing we
Whereas-
find out in the next one, she's just fine. Just
Where-
shook it off.
Oh,
Yeah.
it hurts a little bit. I'll be fine to go.
Yeah, I'll be
It's
fine.
It's just a sting.
With the
You want to talk
best-
about lowering the stakes, right? I mean, it's like,
best-
whoa.
the best cliffhanger in my lifetime.
I know what he's gonna. I know what you're gonna say.
Mr.
TNG.
Worf, fire.
Yep.
Yeah. Mhm.
You went an entire summer
And
with people
and
going,
also,
what the hell?
Dude, let
and
me
also,
tell
we
you
didn't know Patrick Stewart was going to resign.
when Luke got
Right.
his hand cut off and he was told that by Vader that he was his father, we waited 3 years to find out if he was lying to him.
Yeah.
And there was all
I-
kinds of rumors going around about
I
that. shit,
said-
let me tell you.
I've told this story before. I saw Avengers Infinity War down in Fort Lauderdale. The next day, I had a mediation down in Fort Lauderdale. So I went down early, stayed overnight near a movie theater so I could see it.
Mhm.
I'm walking out, and I got these two 25-year-old kids behind me. They're like, oh, man, I can't believe we have to wait a whole year to find out what happens. I turned around and go, are you fucking kidding me? I waited 3 years to find out if Luke Skywalker's father is really Darth Vader. Shut the hell
Right.
up.
Well, you remember back then, all we had for information was Starlog magazine.
Starlog.
And
That was
and
it.
there was rumors that Boba Fett was actually his dad and Vader was lying. And I guarantee you that's why Lucas put that scene in where Boba Fett just gets burped by that fucking
Okay.
Sarlacc, right? Just
heard
to
a rumor.
let you know, yeah, that's not his dad.
Okay.
All those rumors
I
are
heard-
bogus, right? That's
I
exactly
heard-
why they put that scene in that movie. I guarantee you.
I heard a rumor that will make Star Wars gamers very mad.
Oh boy.
Oh, no, I know what you're going to say.
The pseudo, the
Eric.
the Inquisitor, Galen Merrick.
Yeah, that's going to be dumb. That's dumb. Why would he even be there?
Now let's point out that now
Which-
it's true.
Is that a
It's
couture
true.
character we're talking about?
No, this is Force
Force
Unleashed.
Unleashed.
Now Sam Witwer
Well, Galen is
listed
obvious.
as Sam Witwer is listed in there. But here's what I'm going to point out. I have my opinion, and I know it's shared by other people, is that this is actually Ezra who somehow been turned, perhaps by the Night Sister or whatever.
My problem is how do you get
But
rid of
I have a problem. Exactly. I know. I now think
But that
of
makes no sense because if he can get back to this galaxy,
Yes.
how come Thrawn can't?
Yeah.
But I don't even understand this. This is upsetting the whole. Thrawn doesn't work this way. Thrawn does not work this way. It does not work if he's lost. How is all this planning? Why does Paleon suddenly think, "Oh, I'm planning all this for Thrawn," as we've seen in Mando? This is bullshit.
Well, my thing is this: how can a MacGuffin that's 1,000 years old know
Yep.
where Thrawn is.
And how does
Well, they can just
Thrawn
have Galen,
reaching out to her through time and
American
space?
from anywhere.
How is
It
Thrawn
doesn't
reaching
have
out
to
through
be from
time
the
and
game.
space?
He could be somebody that Balin's recruited because evidently Balin pulls on his collar.
Now, the
Now,
other thing
also,
is,
this is the only thing for me that makes sense is that big hyperspace ring, because it has a bridge on it as well. So
Yep.
that's also a ship. They're taking that ship to Thrawn and using
Yep.
it to bring his
Bring the
capital
Chimera
ship back to this
Yeah.
Chimera back.
now they're in the trailer, and this goes back. They should have never had Sabine in any other trailers other than what she was in the first episode. If you're trying to make people that way, but in the
Right.
trailer, we see Thrawn on that bridge. We see a back shot from him, and he's standing on that bridge at some point.
All right.
So
all right,
we do know they get there.
So this is the best Boba Fett Star Wars ever didn't make.
Oh, I know what you're doing.
Hello! Meant to do it. Thank goodness. I thought I was doing this 1,000 years of digestion alone. How did you fall in?
What? Fell in? Volunteered? More like it. You should have seen it. You would have dug it the most. I was flying around with my jetpack, just smoking rebels with my laser. Ba-boom, ba-boom, ba-boom.
All right, we got to pause for a second. We're at 19.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's it.
But yeah, it's Robot Chicken.
Han Solo was all, hey, wait. And I'm like, oh, I've been waiting for this for a long time, Solo. Ba-bang! The big bad Wookiee be growling in hell now. I even put one between Skywalker's eyes, right between those pretty baby.
Now, if they'd have made this,
Shit.
I'd probably be fine with it. Go ahead. Boba Fett they get done. Deadpool kills the Marvel Universe.
Right?
They could have had Boba Fett kills the Marvel Universe. I'd probably play it along.
Yeah.
Blues. But then Jabba the Hutt was all, oh no, this guy's too badass, man. So then 80 Jedi showed up. I took out about 67 of them, but then 20 dudes finally flanked me. And I was like, you know what, kids?
I haven't seen this in
It's
so
been
long.
real, Daddy-O, but I'm not giving you the pleasure. So I jumped into the pit myself. On the way down, I was thinking maybe I should have left them a party favor. Oh, I did. A thermal detonator right up their ass.
all up 20 of their ass.
Wow.
Oh, that's awesome. Man, at least you didn't go out like a punk.
Yeah. Oh, because I look like a badass. That's funny. Okay.
I have never seen that. That's priceless, man.
Yeah,
Wow.
so
Oh.
Robot Chicken did a whole bunch of Star Wars stuff. It's absolutely fucking hilarious.
That's great, man. That is great. Because he did. You talk about going out cheesy, man. Hit the rocket
Yeah.
pack by accident.
Well,
He
and
bounces
George,
off the
George Lucas was adamant that Boba Fett was dead.
Yeah. Yeah.
Very adamant that Boba Fett was dead.
He was
like, "Nope,
equally
he died in
adamant
Starlight
that
Pit."
Palpatine was dead
Nope.
too, right?
Yes.
Pretty
Yes.
sure.
Yes.
No
Now,
one's ever
I was,
really
now,
done
I
Pretty
was-
sure he got thrown down an energy core and blown up. Pretty
Yes.
sure. Pretty sure that's what happened to him.
now I was
Didn't
now,
die
I
the
was
first
in
time. He
a
died the second time. No doubt.
I was in a discussion with someone, and they decided to try and pull this card when I'm talking that this show is not following canon. The show is not. It's breaking the rules, and then she says, "Well, Dave is rewriting the rules," and I'm like, "There's the problem."
There's the problem, right?
Yeah, no. The rules were written by George Lucas. You have to follow the rules
Right.
that George Lucas wrote, or it's not
Right.
the same franchise anymore. And we are
No,
seeing
I
this
can't think
stuff.
of. I mean,
This,
could you think of any other franchise that has done this to? I mean, has anything appeared
No.
on Amazon in the
No.
last couple of years
Rings
where they
of
tried
Power.
to rewrite the rules?
Rings of Power,
Yeah,
What?
Wheel of
No.
Time.
Wheel of Time? No.
Wheel of Time,
Couple of
Star
them.
Trek? Star Trek?
Star
No.
Trek, right?
Yeah.
It's because
Well,
these people
none
think
that
their
have been-
fucking pants
none
are
that
bigger
have-
than the people that came before them.
None that have been successful.
Book of Dad Bod.
I've always liked the
he
argument
said
that these people.
it is in there's a plaque in Lucasfilm that shows the Sarlacc pit and says the final resting place of Boba Fett.
That's great.
George didn't like him because he gained fame so easily. There was nothing to him as a character in the original trilogy.
It just, he looked cool. He looked cool. That's what it was.
Yeah.
He looked cool.
And then he did
Yes.
Jango Fett. And
Yep.
so, like, Boba Fett was probably one of my favorite characters until they came out that he wasn't raised as a Mandalorian. He was raised by bounty hunters. And that kind of lost the lore for me. But it just is what it is, man. Like, I get, and I understand they brought Boba Fett back. I was fine with them bringing Boba Fett back, but then they made him a cuck. And I was
I told you, I turned it off as soon as the city representative showed up and he didn't kill him, asking for tribute from him.
What should have
I was
happened?
like, what? Yeah.
Is Boba Fett should have crawled out of the Sarlacc pit, maybe got picked up by the Tusken Raiders. You know what real Boba Fett would have done? Where the hell is Han Solo?
Where is he? I want a piece of his ass. And that
bit.
That big hairy some bitch he hangs out with. Yeah.
Well,
I'm gonna pick that Wookiee mud
in
rug.
the EU where he like aligns with Han Solo for a hot minute to get something done or something like that. And he's like, I should
and his daughter.
Yeah,
and his daughter. Fractured would know that probably.
Yeah.
Oh, wait,
Fractured's good for the EU.
All I know is
other than that, he loves Filoni.
I don't know near what you guys know about Star Wars, but I know this. There's only one character I watched in the original trilogy that backtalked Darth Vader. Well, actually two. There was two guys. Grand Moff Tarkin, okay, and Boba Fett. Boba Fett didn't give a shit what Darth had to say, you know?
Well, there was that nurse that fell in love with him, and then he properly like put a lightsaber through her torso and killed her.
Oh, Afra. Dr. Afra.
No, not Dr. Afra. There was a nurse that was, I have the book downstairs. It's in the Marvel Comics. There was a nurse that was like lusting after him and stalking him.
Once again,
and then he just like ignites the lightsaber, puts it through her gut, and turns the lightsaber off, and she's dead instantly. I mean, impalement works every time.
Now, I want to mention
until Disney gets a hold of it, right?
Oh, that was Disney Star Wars at that point.
Oh, really?
Right.
Yeah.
I want to mention another character that we haven't touched on, Morgan Elsbeth. When we first saw her in Mando season 2, episode 5, she is an industrialist.
Yes.
Now all of a sudden she's just
part of a non-existent, genocidally wiped out race.
The apologists have started. I saw something on Screen Rant explaining why we just found out now and why she didn't use her powers before.
Oh, they're gonna say that she wanted to lose to Ahsoka to tell her where the map was, so Ahsoka could figure out the map. That's the whole thing. That's going to be the whole spiel.
Wouldn't that okay? That's a nice excuse, but no, it is Dave saying, okay, this would be cool. Forget that was never mentioned or any reference to it at all prior to. Because if she is descendant of the Night Sisters and uses dark force magic, would she not have used that in her fight with Ahsoka?
Exactly.
Not if she wanted her to find the map and then get it back from her. That's what I'm saying. That's going to be the excuse. Also, this is the second Night Sister. Second Night Sister in current canon. There's a Night Sister in the fucking video games. In the Jedi Survivor and shit. Yes, there's a Night Sister.
Yeah, I think Knock brought that up when we were talking Ahsoka Wednesday.
Yeah. In Cal Kestis's game, there is a Night Sister that he kind of has a romantic thing with. So
is that
now there's two of them, which I need that clip. Now there's two of them.
Yeah. Is that the same game where Cal where Cal gets stabbed in the abdomen too?
It might be. I didn't know he got stabbed in the abdomen.
Actually,
I couldn't stand the first game, so I didn't keep playing it.
I saw that and I looked at it closely, and it's much more on the side than directly in the center. So it was like, I mean, it certainly would have done some damage, absolutely.
So his kidneys fought.
It wasn't more in the center like it was for
Sabine.
Sabine.
Yeah, Sabine was directly under the breast.
Mm-hmm.
Which there's a lot of vital organs right there.
Mm-hmm.
And believe it or not, the lung reaches that far down too.
Yeah, the lung will go almost to your hips. Yep. I had a full body X-ray one time. I'm like, really? The lungs go that fucking far?
That's you find your last rib. That's how far down your lungs go.
Yeah. So she got stabbed like 3 ribs up from that.
Mm-hmm.
So on on the website cbr.com, there's an article that's very helpful for people who want to learn more about the world of Ahsoka. Who is Kanan Jarrus, and why is he important to Ahsoka? That's an article. That's an article.
Wow.
But why hasn't he been mentioned in the show? I mean,
Here's
so
another one.
this is what made me lose my shit on episode 2, and this is why. So everybody's like, "Oh, you didn't give it that bad of a rating." I'm like, "No, episode 2, I lost my shit." The fucking cigar burn, fucking Sabine cutting her fucking hair off like fucking Kanan did before he sacrificed himself for the Ghost Crew. And no
Jason?
mention of the man. No mention of the man.
Mm-hmm.
No.
At least Ezra gets a mention.
Yeah. Like, what the, like,
And
this is fucking complete shit.
No mention of Zeb.
Nope. Where is Zeb? Where was
he's out with, is that with
Panama Beach.
With the cowboy.
Yeah.
He's out with Trapper Wolf.
Yeah.
That's the guy's name, yeah.
Chasing dogs down and having sex with them.
Woof.
But, yeah, I mean, that's the thing. This is a disgrace to Rebels. And that's one of the things that pisses me off more because, like, Disney Star Wars is done, but Rebels, now you're really you're pissing all over your own work.
Yeah, that's the stupid part.
It's a retcon. I mean, I've talked to some very, very much Disney shills, and I'm at a point to where I'm like, Dave could physically piss on the grave of Kanan Jarrus, and you all will cheer for him.
Yeah.
Here we go. Here's a Screen Rant article: 5 Star Wars characters who survived being stabbed by lightsabers.
Where's Jon Favreau, by the way?
Share that shit.
He is okay.
Hold on.
Okay, John had about as much influence on this as an EP as Spielberg and Lucas did on Indy 5. Because season 4 of Mando has already been written. That's what he was contracted for. I think he's writing this thing out, and as soon as his contract is over and that no compete clause has expired, he's walking across the street to work with James Gunn.
I was fixing to say
if they haven't sold DC by then,
right?
Yeah.
Well, that's at least a 10-year plan.
Let's not even get into that discussion. What's going on with that stuff?
Yeah, because he's only been in like 1 or 2 pieces of promotional material, and that's it.
Well, what was it?
It looks like he's watching it burn and staying out of the way like a smart person. Is what it looks like to me.
Midnight's Edge. Well, the Midnight's Edge just recently, and also during the celebration, the Star Wars celebration, when Kathleen Kennedy had that, when KK had that interview with that one, the blogger person or whatever, she mentions John's name once.
Mm-hmm.
She mentions Dave's name 20 times.
Yeah.
Well, I just hope the mystery character that was with the little Sith apprentice or whoever the hell
I think he's going to be a nobody.
I
think he's going to be a nobody.
I hope he's nobody too, because if it is Starkiller, I'm going to be seriously upset because that's my favorite friggin' story of the entire extended universe of this.
Well,
thing.
and we also understand that is not canon. That's a goddamn video game. It's just like cartoons.
Right.
Cartoons are not really canon. All right, let's go through this. 5 characters who survived being stabbed by lightsabers. Oh, look. There's your top 3.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Number 5, Cal Kestis. Number 4, Kylo Ren. The Grand Inquisitor. Reva Savandana. Sabine Wren. All of these were under Disney Star Wars.
Imagine that.
Mm-hmm.
Imagine that.
Where's Qui-Gon? Oh, wait, he died.
He died.
He died after 20 minutes of no medical attention, even though.
How come Darth Maul's on that list? I guess Slice is not
fucking light force healing.
I would think a Slice was worse
during
than
the Clone Wars, Obi-Wan was able to apply a type of force healing.
Mm-hmm.
Now, in the Clone Wars, there was a specific sect of Force users
Healers. Yes.
in the temple, yes, but that was so specific.
Well, that's what we get to.
Oh God.
What, Brad?
I love Screen Rant. I love them so much. They just the effort they put in. Look what I just posted. Wookie, look at the one I just posted to you in the chat. Look at this article title.
Oh, by the way, Brad, did that last site you had showing TV numbers did they have anything on the Ahsoka?
Yeah, check to see if they got them.
I don't think they would because that's network TV. They won't. I don't think they would have it.
Okay.
Yeah, that was
this is weird.
ratings.
Well, this is weird because this is weird.
I just love this article. I haven't even read it. I love it already.
I mean, this is
The
weird
headline
because
says it all, Brad. You're right.
because
no Force powers.
right,
Oh my God.
not a Force user.
Yes.
But oh no, because Hu Yang said, in my 500 years of all the Jedi I've ever known, you have the least aptitude. I'm sorry, least meaning 0.
Yes. Sabine Wren's low level of Force sensitivity, you mean 0 level, played a big part against her loss against Shin, who had a stronger connection to the Force. Despite her training from Jedi Knight Kanan Jarrus and Ahsoka Tano, Sabine was out of practice, contributing to her defeat. Shin Hati's past and full extent of her abilities hasn't been revealed yet, but her connection to the Force she is gifted with it and seeks power. No shit.
I've got to ask a stupid question, not knowing all this lore and stuff. Is Sabine a teenager? Because she acts like one.
She was a teenager in Rebels. She's probably 26 now.
Yeah, she was.
So
she's
still acting like a
It was
teenager
like
at 26.
1920 at the end of Rebels. This is 5 to 7 years after Rebels. We don't. The timeline is not correct.
So they're still writing her as a teenager, even though she's not. Okay,
right.
I got you.
An angsty teen.
What'd Pet say? I still have yet to watch either episode,
but I watched
Rookie's review on part 1.
You know,
part 2 is going to be nasty. That's all I have to say. I'm just trying to figure out the correct way to get it out.
Honestly, my part 2 isn't going to be as bad. That whole episode, except for a couple action scenes, is so much exposition. It's just so dull.
It is. The second
the exposition is how much we don't give a shit about this world.
Yeah.
That
you
is
have
my
Imperials working in this.
This was something I was actually excited to see because I've been hearing everybody talk about these characters. I've never watched it. I don't watch cartoons. I very rarely.
There is some good stuff in Rebels.
Yeah, I've heard. Trust me, I've heard this from a lot of.
If you want to come on Wednesday night and watch it, we're going to do it on Discord. I think you're part of it.
It's just a choice I make to stick to.
Yeah,
you know, you can't watch everything. I mean, I can't, and you know. I was so excited to see this, and
yes, it does, sir.
It's been totally middle of the road. Totally middle of the road.
You know, it's interesting. I saw someone posted a comment in my YouTube on the episode 1 where I really get into a lot of what the problems with the physical and effects on this, and the person said, "I think it looks great. I don't know what you're talking about." And I just go back and I point out that overhead shot of Ahsoka and the 5 droids on the planet where she drilled the hole, and it looks like a freaking MS Paint job.
Yeah,
cut and paste.
I'll tell you what I laughed at when I saw it, but then when I found out the lore behind it, I didn't laugh as hard. The part with the tracker and the droid doing the spin move to throw the tracker at the spaceship, I had no idea that this droid was a freaking psychopath.
Chopper's murder bot
in Rebels. I had no idea.
Supposedly he's responsible for like 50,000 deaths.
Yeah, I had no idea, and
so he's voiced by
it
Dave
actually
Filoni.
Made that scene make sense to me. You know, when
did you notice you can actually understand Chopper more? You can actually almost hear the voice as opposed to when it was in the cartoon.
Look at this scene right here. That is so bad.
Look at that. Look at the outline. And I pointed. You know I'm pointing. How much should I go over this?
So bad. It's more animation.
CW like even.
Now see on my video, yeah, exactly. Now in my video, I slowed it down by like 35%, 50%. You can actually see it. It's so bad.
And the shot from overhead, it literally looks like everything is just cut and paste on a bad matte painting.
Yeah.
Hey man, look, I watched
think your
Return of the
animations
Jedi
look
not
better,
too long
sir.
ago, and those matte paintings, you want to talk about
Oh,
an
the good stuff
awesome
back
effect.
in the day.
Oh yeah, the guy that painted
God,
every
man.
individual stormtrooper for
The
Return
ones
of the
in the
Jedi?
Death Star and the original one when
Mhm.
when Obi-Wan's going to turn off the tractor beam, those things are amazing because they
Yeah.
painted them on glass and then just turned
And you
on
had
lights
actual
behind it, you know?
artists. You
It's
had
amazing.
artists.
Hey,
Amazing.
we got to check and see if anybody's paying attention real quick.
Uh-oh.
Static,
He took
Yeah.
a nap.
are you there, man?
Sort of.
Sorta.
He's getting articles for Thursday night.
Yeah,
That's it.
No, I'm not.
he's playing fucking video games.
He's playing a
No,
video game. That's
no,
what he's
no
doing.
video games either. I
Holders.
passed out. I told you I needed a nap.
He's watching Prawn.
No, I would. No, come on. Now I would wait for the
Come
show to
on,
be
he
over
wouldn't do
before
corn
that.
during this time now.
Uh,
No
Or did,
corn.
or
Your-
did
your
he have
animations
another
look better than that,
King
sir.
Taco?
All right, guys, we are 2 hours in. We could probably go another 30 minutes on this beating this dead horse. We'll see what happens on Saturday not Saturday, fucking Wednesday.
Yeah.
Oh,
Or are they going to drop it Tuesday again?
They're
Well, they're going to drop it
and we'll
Tuesday.
watch
We're doing
Wednesday.
it Wednesday.
Which this is the only smart thing that
Yes.
Disney has done.
in
Yes,
this entire
yes.
process.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Took them 4
Um,
years to figure it out.
But yeah, we're gonna cover it. I mean, as long as I can hold on. I mean, we'll see.
I
What
get a
happens.
week break from
I'm
it.
going to keep watching it, guys. This one, like I said, it's not. I don't know what you guys know about these characters, and I want to find out
It's
more
a full
about them. So,
Out of 10.
you know,
Pet
we'll
said he
see.
brought his
It's
bat just
meh.
for this dead horse.
It's meh. It's
Yeah,
it
it
is
is
not the
not.
worst
It's
thing.
middle of the road. There's nothing making me say I've got to watch the next one. I'm
Yeah.
really just
Sure.
going to do it
I-
like you guys are probably just to cover it on your channel.
Yeah,
You know,
I
really.
need to get episode 3 out by Friday. So
This show is
tough run.
not as dull as Andor was, and it's not as insufferable as Obi-Wan was.
But it just looks sloppy. It looks lazy.
I'm
It's
not.
meh.
I'm not.
It's just
watching it
lazy
anymore.
writing.
If Sabina died, I'd watch it.
Fucking
I don't give a shit.
super lazy. It's super
It's not
lazy.
well
and super
directed.
dumb.
Not well directed. I mean, just
and it
you
is-
can't get
it is
emotions out of
poor.
these people.
It is poorly edited too. Very poorly edited.
It's
Line.
slow, just like
One,
every one of their
two,
other shows.
3 response.
Yes.
One,
It's supposed to
2,
draw
3,
attention.
response.
I mean,
I put in my episode 1 review like, who talks first? You talk first. I talk first. Well, who talks first?
Oh, God.
Right.
Ugh.
Setting the tone in the first episode they ever did, the movie, right?
Yeah, Pat.
talks
A lot of
first?
people liked Andor. They just said
I
it was
did.
slow as
I did.
fuck.
I enjoyed it.
I'll tell you the
But
best thing about
but
Andor.
just like this, it was slow.
It ended.
It was a slow building story.
The best thing about Andor was that they filmed in actual locations, not on the volume.
Yeah, this
It
is all
looked
good
volume.
when they
It's
did
all
that.
It
really,
looked
really bad.
used too, guys.
Yeah.
Go back and
Now-
watch that again. It doesn't look brand new. That place looks
Mhm.
like it's beat up.
Yeah.
Every
Andor-
place you're at.
Andor was very slow, and I understand that some folks like a slow burn. If you like a slow burn in a sci-fi fantasy world,
It's a space
watch
opera. It's
Star-
not supposed to be a slow burn, is it? It's not.
you watch Star Trek, not Star
Right.
Wars.
That's it.
Star Trek has more action
Because-
than Andor.
Right?
Because-
There's more action than a lot of this stuff. Yeah.
Because George said the pacing of the pacing of Star Wars is key. It has to keep going. It has to move.
Faster, more intense.
Yeah, J.J. Abrams' first Star Trek movie was more like a Star Wars movie than a lot of the stuff they're putting out.
Yes, that's because he wasn't a Star Trek fan.
Yeah.
Oh,
Well, that
all right,
was his
Melvin.
that was his audition to try and get
Have a
Star
good
Wars.
one, Melvin.
Yep.
Mhm.
Yep.
All right, so we're gonna go around the horn real quick. We're gonna start with Joe. Joe, what do you got going on this week?
Well, for you, just to let you know, I moved the KOTOR playthrough to tomorrow night at 6:30, which is 7:30 your time. So you can make it if you want to.
All right.
My friend Knock called me, pleading with me to please put it on a time when he can be on there. And he's on the East Coast like you, and he has a long commute in the morning, so he's got to
Are
be
you
in
playing
bed.
KOTOR 1?
Yeah, I've never played it before. I'm
wow.
enjoying it. You know, I don't usually play role playing games like this, but
How far have you gotten so far? Because I'll catch up.
We are about to go to the different planets. I'm done with Dantooine. I'm about to leave there. And apparently I've got like 3 or 4 planets that I have to go get.
Do you know? And do you have any idea what happens?
No, none at all.
You know nothing about what happens.
Nothing
Cool.
about this.
And
Nothing
Brad-
at all.
and Brad,
And
like,
as a
we
matter
just
of
go in
fact,
there and bullshit
the
with them,
guys
we
that
distract
are
them from the
co-hosting it with me are going out of their way to make sure I don't know anything about it.
I'm not going to say shit. It's when I first played it, it was amazing. Just like
when
the
I got
reveals,
what happened,
so much
guys,
fun.
I got my wife got me an Xbox Series S through her job gives her points for things, and they have a store where you can cash in these points. And there was an Xbox Series S there, and I said, "Yeah, sure. If it doesn't cost us anything, get me one."
Mm-hmm.
And as soon as I got that, my buddy Knock, who is a co-host on Wednesday, said, "Okay, you've got no excuse now. You have to play this game. Period." You know, because he knows I love Star Wars. You know, and my favorite game, Star Wars game up to this point, has been The Force Unleashed. So, but anyway, I got that going at 6:30 in the evening time, which is 7:30 East Coast time. So if Wookie, if you want to make it, you can do that. The big thing on my channel, it's the same thing every week. You can see the lineup anytime. I always keep it up. It's the first thing you see on there is the live streams. But the big thing is pregame party is back a week from this Sunday, 10 a.m. Central Time, 11 a.m. Eastern Time. We get together and tell you about everything in the NFL and a little bit of college football. But I am an NFL addict. If I'm addicted to anything, it's that. And I have a big time passion for it, and I can't wait. The season is upon us, and we're going to be back to doing our 2 hours of pregame before the kickoff every Sunday. So definitely want to check that out. Okay.
Who's your team?
My team is the Seattle Seahawks. As a matter of
Okay.
fact, hang on, I'll show you right now.
Okay.
There is a shrine right above me. You can see Steve Larkin's jersey signed right there with his rookie card in it
All right,
and
that's
everything.
fine. That's fine.
Yep.
That's
That's
fine.
my guy.
Seattle just sucks.
Yeah, they suck now, but
No,
we
the
didn't
state,
always.
the city.
Oh, well, yeah, I wouldn't want to move there. That's my team. I've been, what happened, guys, is when I was 11 years, or no, yeah, I was 11, 76 when they came in with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, flipped a coin, been a Seahawks fan ever since, from day one.
All right.
Yep. Brad, I think he had you on deck next, man.
Yeah, Brad, you're up. What's up?
I'm going to be finishing up my episode 2 Ahsoka review. I will be joining Wookie and Fractured Wednesday night at 8 p.m. Eastern Time for our struggle session. I will probably be on Static Show on Thursday unless something comes up, and I'll probably be back on next Sunday. And of course, there'll be videos dropping now and then.
Kick ass.
Right on.
Brad's got to get wound up. We got to pull the chain from between his buttocks.
Johnny Walker helps.
Dude,
Yeah.
my favorite
no,
thing I've ever seen
he's drinking way more expensive shit than we can afford.
right?
Wow.
My favorite thing I ever saw him, he was on one night, I think it was on a Friday night when I was at work and you guys were on, and he was getting into his role-playing games from when he was a kid, and he was half blasted, and it was really fun to listen to.
On the MF.
that was great.
Joe.
Yes.
Joe. I've served him drinks. Trust me.
Yeah.
and then he stopped serving me drinks.
Right.
Like, here's water.
Gotta learn.
Stop.
Gotta learn where your
Call
your
your Uber.
even keel moment is there, man. You gotta.
He's a lawyer. He can outdrink us all.
Pretty much.
Joker, what do you got going on?
Later on tonight, about 5:15 my time. That'll be 5:15 Pacific. I'll be over on Dork Wars talking about this again. Monday, I will be dropping my last week's news now. Wednesday will be my review of episode 3. Thursday, I will be on with Roman of the Empire talking about episode 3. Monday and Friday, I will be on Lead Nugent Talk, where Monday is Game of Thrones. We're season 5, episodes 1 and 2. And then Friday, Lead Nugent Talk, same time, will be Friday night's Royal Rumble. And then Friday, I'll drop a video about something. I don't know yet. So that's it.
Before Static goes, let's not forget he does have some T-shirts out there.
That's right.
And Static, you want to drop the link again before everybody bails out?
I can do that.
Joker, if you want to share it in your chat too. I don't know if it goes across, but I don't think it goes across both.
No, because I can only chat in the one. I can't send links to Jokers.
I'm copying it.
I made a T-shirt. I'm surprised the Straight Out of Fulton thing didn't pick up more steam with everyone else making fucking memes and shit. So in fact, I didn't see many memes. I saw mostly just him wearing the shades with the chain and the joint or whatever. But yeah, just getting in on the shirt meme. What do I got coming up? I got a video coming out tomorrow at 11 a.m. Alex Jones got fact-checked for that video he put out about the TSA stuff. And we go over what Associated Press have to say. And then we take a look at the things that have happened in the world regarding certain mandates and such over the last week. So that will be out tomorrow at 11 a.m. Pacific time.
That's a video Static?
It's Static.
Yep.
It's
Very
Static.
interested in that one. Yeah.
It's Static. Static.
Yeah.
Can you drop the link in the private chat?
Oh, for the shirt? Yeah.
Shirts.
Yeah.
Okay, got it.
So I got that coming out tomorrow at 11 a.m. Pacific time, and then Thursday we have the weekend pregame, and we are going to make my brother an AI girlfriend.
Oh, that's right.
Ooh.
Oh man, I've seen those apps, man. That looks crazy. That's nuts. Wow.
Well, you haven't met Steve.
Yeah.
I'm shocked he didn't show up in the chat. He must be hanging out with his girlfriend.
Yeah. No, we're making him an AI girlfriend because she won't be a whore.
Wow. I'm just gonna leave that one alone there.
Yeah.
There's a joke about something in his lower region looks like Freddy Krueger.
Dude.
I don't need to know this.
We don't need these visuals, Wookie. Dude, TMI.
Static is probably playing Baldur's Gate right now because he's not participating.
I know Doss Wolf knows right now.
I'm not playing Baldur's Gate. I fell asleep, damn it.
I fell asleep, damn it.
Wow. During the stream, he fell asleep. Nice.
Ahsoka is kind of boring.
Yeah, it is.
Well,
It is.
Hey, I said to start the show off that I felt like I could take a nap, and I leaned back in my chair, and it was just done.
Well, and I give Static credit. He's burned out on Disney Star Wars, and I would probably be zoning out if I wasn't so fucking angry.
Right.
Hey, that's why the Wookiee be bad, right?
I'm not watching the show anymore. Like, if Sabina died, I probably would have been way more interested. But they just
or at least got mechanical guts.
Something.
Right.
No, they
Robot girl.
They ruined the lightsaber. The lightsaber is dead. Star Wars.
No, I would understand. Like 50 years later, they could put mechanical guts in her, and she's in critical for like 2 months.
You think we're gonna be able to put mechanical guts in each other right now? And 50 years from now?
It's not right now. 50 years from now, yeah. Probably I'll put my head on your fucking body.
Galaxy far away.
I want a black body, so I have a huge cock. Oh, did I say that? I'm sorry.
We're not on Rumble, Wookie. Come on, man.
At that point, why does it have to be black? I mean,
that's just stereotype. I'm just going by stereotype. I'm profiling.
Styling and profiling.
Yeah.
That's it.
All right. So I'm gonna have an episode 2 video come out before episode 3. Hopefully, I'm still working on the angle. I feel like I'm coming off too much as a douche, so I need to work my edge a little more. Not getting the emotional I
damage
out of myself. So working on that. Yes, my first one was pussyfooting around because the first one really didn't bother me as much as the second one. And me and Bradley are complete opposites.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like the second one broke me more than the first one did.
I think it was already broken. I don't care as much.
It was boring.
Yeah.
No,
boring.
That's a scroll.
There's just nothing. There's nothing pulling you in. This MacGuffin thing is
the characters.
It's old.
The characters are completely safe.
Yeah.
And I'll end with this. When Ahsoka at the end said, "Take us out, Padawan," I was yelling into my hat.
The look in Sabine's eyes. The look in Sabine's eyes.
Ooh.
Like I'm getting some of that saucy tuna tonight.
Stop it!
What's your secret name for
please.
me? You're gonna play Mistress Padawan.
Call me Padawan and spank me sideways.
Pretty sure that's not what they're talking about when they're talking about Jedi training. I don't think that's what it's.
I don't know. Have you ever been to Rule 34?
Force is female.
Have I ever been
to lightsaber training?
Yes. Yeah.
Here we go.
You know, sometimes dogs need more than just to be called a good boy. They need to know how we really feel. They need our boners. That's right. Only give your dog Boners brand dog biscuits. Dogs have been enjoying our boners for over 200 years. And if we can help it, they'll enjoy our boners for 200 more. With your help, they can. Boners brand dog biscuits.